knows what the heck it was, but it was a joke. And the point being, we need to keep these people accountable in the government. And if you're finding ways to like sue them, to actually reach out to the senators and the congressmen that do care, it's all about doing that and putting the pressure on them. And that we need to, in North America, both, I'm Canadian, but also like in Canada and in America, we both need to start doing more demonstrations, pushing back and writing to our government officials and holding them accountable and doing these civil lawsuits against them when they are misbehaving, when they are being corrupt, when they are squandering our futures, spending our tax dollars on feeding a war, killing people on the other side of the planet, and risking nuclear weapons flying at everyone. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's how we're at.
Indeed, sir. And I'm chuckling to myself because I've just realized that I'm about to inflict my ridiculous accent on a bunch of unsuspecting Canadians. Shout out to the Canadians who have
right.
joined
Well,
the broadcast.
even though I'm Canadian, 65% of my followers are American. So don't worry,
Okay.
you're blending right in. I'm the one that sounds like this ridiculous Canadian.
Yeah, man. You know what? I've really only ever seen you via Chalk Body Outline and maybe some of EBT's shenanigans. So I didn't realize that you had so many irons in the fire, as it were. And I would like to get all of those links from you for those channels that you mentioned, because I'm not familiar with any of those, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh, it should be.
You don't have to do that right now, sir, but maybe in the
on.
private chat, or possibly if you could email them to me, I would certainly appreciate it.
Hold on, I can fix it all, Benton. Fix it
Oh,
all right here.
I've got full faith in you there, Bernie.
So on YouTube, all you have to do is hit /Burneye, BURNEYE, like you posted the first link, and then my second one is Crypto Alchemist 369. Is Canada even real? Right? Like we're doing. So with Andreas Sirtis and Paranoid American, a series called "Is Canada Even Real?" and we're going to be going over that website, "Is Canada Even Real?" in that. So I'm guessing Chuck in Tennessee either watched that, or that's a pretty big synchronicity because it was on our show last night. Ginger Ridge says Burn is in Calgary, worth visiting. Absolutely it is, especially the Rocky Mountains out here, like Lake Louise, Banff National Park. Like those are like extremely beautiful places. And then actually in 1 month's time here, I'm going to be going down doing a YouTube meetup, boots on the ground investigation of the Medicine Hat Badland Guardians, and it's these giant figures, kind of like Nazca and the Nazca lines. And my Crypto Alchemist profile picture, it looks like this green indigenous Western Plains indigenous warrior, and that's actually taken from an airplane above, and that from space and from above you can see down these giant faces that are the Badlands Guardians. Oh, welcome, Drew. We got Chalk Body on. How are you?
Yeah, real quick, Drew, are you here? Let's check your audio real quick, sir.
What's up, Bernai?
Hey, Drew, if you don't mind, I need to step away for just a couple of moments. If you could take over, you and Bernai would appreciate that.
Now, Bernai, I picked this up out of the thrift yesterday, and I thought about
it. Dog, that's dope. I love that.
Damn, this is some shit Bernai would wear, man.
I would definitely sport that. All right, just so we're matching fashion, I'm gonna be back in 2 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up? You there, Cam?
What's up, Drew?
What's good?
It is.
What's up, Linda Curtis in the chat? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I watched a little of your show last night. I missed most of it, but I was mirroring a little bit of it.
No copyright strike coming your way, bro. Got him. I'm restreaming. Oh, there. What do you got going on there, Berna? He's got the
right. It's the bear, but it's that flower love, that flower pattern, right? Oh, Grassroots California, the hat brand I'm always wearing with all my hats. Good friend of mine, Max, makes them, and the best part is that they got a silk inline. And for all you 420 stoners, 421 always a day late. They got a little stash pocket in there.
Then your temple can smell like a roach.
Oh, or unburnt usually. You know, a little hash or some shatter up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just finished my latest interview with Rex over at Leak Project. I'm gonna restream it to my channels in about half hour's time. Last night had Third Phase of the Moon on, Blake and Brent Cousins. Gonna be doing more work with them, and so it's like that's 1.5 million subscribers just between those two, and then
Burna's a baller in these streets,
and that's another 600,000, almost 200 million between those three channels, and add in Alien Scientist and his 110,000, that is 2 million. So I'm working on integrating 2 million worth of subscribers into our Weekend at Burn Eyes podcasting that we're going to be doing, and the Drew World Order will definitely be a part of that Screets show. Working the Screets, right? The YouTube.
You grinding, man. Every time I'm on, you're on, no matter. Like when I just pop on for a second, you got something going on. It's a grind, man.
It is, right? And that's why I encourage everybody like to use the restream feature to their channels. And it's like what I tend to do, like this one, because it's just a short one, and I'm doing actually. So on my smaller Burn Eye one that I have members, I'll make this private to members afterwards. So like my paid members get that bonus. But just because it's Benton, shout out to Benton, and for Drew, for you, brother Chalk Body, shout out. I will leave this up on my Crypto Alchemist with the links for these channels because they do great work, and that's what it's about. Benton, man, grinding, doing like getting the voice of America out. That's what I respect. We're getting everybody's opinions, letting people talk, and oh my God, it's off page.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate it very much, and anytime I'm able to connect to somebody else broadcast and help boost them up, I've been taking advantage of that. So, maybe what goes around comes around, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm restreaming, so I don't know. Is Bernie you restreaming or not?
Oh yeah, I intentionally restreamed to give some exposure to good Benton and good old Chalk Body.
How many you got in here right now, Benton?
88 total.
Hey, 88 miles per hour.
Illuminati confirmed. Illuminati, aka Paul Cook, starting an OnlyFans. What do you guys think about YouTubers going on to OnlyFans?
Like, is he putting I saw that video Tartarian Truth did, and I didn't get it. Is he putting like his YouTube like information content there, or he's making a fuck channel?
He's making a fuck channel and he's advertising it on YouTube.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Now, who is doing this?
Paul Cook, really good guy out of the UK and doing excellent work.
Let him cook.
Right, on geopolymer, and just showing how much of the United Kingdom is actually like built like these ancient structures that are built, all these cave systems and like pretty much hills, underground cities, just like we find in Turkey, but are actually in the UK, and that they were actually built through geopolymer and not carved out of these mountains like claimed. I highly recommend watching his YouTube work. Probably gonna not recommend his OF page.
If it takes off, though, man, you might be right behind him, Bernie.
All right,
literally.
So he's almost at 100K subscribers himself. He's at 80,000 now, I believe, and like he's doing his dreams. Like he's got a trip booked now. He's going to do Malta. After Malta, he's going to Egypt, and after Egypt, he's going to India to show off these ancient sites and the megaliths and like touring and like making the videos and doing his dreams. So if he's got to show himself effing his girlfriend to pay for part of it, I'm not gonna hate on him, whatever it is.
Weird.
Just you're not gonna see me and Amber up on OF anytime soon, unless you're gonna give me $1 million. Then I will jack off into a jar for the sake of science to create a homunculus experiment, but only if I get paid $1 million.
A My Little Pony jar. Shit, I'll do it for $250. Someone PayPal, get chalked up. PayPal Cash App memo. $250.
Right, there we go. If you want to
Under-
burn
the
eye
undercutter.
homunculus experiment, 1 million. If you want just the homunculus experiment of Drew World Order, $250. Cash App, PayPal, whatever, Vimo. Send it
You
to
can
Drew.
charge more because you have more subscribers. So that's how it works.
Well, come on. You're at you're almost 7,000. You're close, not far behind.
Creeping.
Right? And your second channel's at like
Creeping.
2,000. I'm at only 26. So we're very close. Don't cut yourself short. But yeah, I'm gonna take off
Triple digits.
as I have to
Right,
do my restream here of the Leak Project. Love you guys. Good talking. And Drew, we'll have to try to do a full episode. Maybe either. Actually, no, I got my wife's aunt's wedding this weekend, but I might, if you're doing something Saturday, I might join in from a Canadian drunken wedding, which will be a great time
Be
for
hilarious,
you to see.
yeah.
Yeah, so actually, I might see you then. If not, we'll plan for something with Tartarian Truth later this week. And
Right,
Benton,
sounds good.
send you the link too, brother. Good stuff.
Please do, sir.
All
Hey, do
right.
you have my email? Perchance?
No, I do not. Maybe, and Drew, actually, before I go, what's yours as well, if you don't mind putting them in the private chat?
ChuckBodyOutline@gmail.
Oh, okay, that's easy. All right. Well, we got ChuckBodyOutline@gmail, and then Benton, are you putting it in the private? You're gonna say it so everybody can email you too, because everybody should email Ben. Tell him what an awesome guy he is.
Thank you. Thank you. bentonja@protonmail.com.
At AOL.
No, not I never had AOL. Partner. Oh, man.
All right, boys. One love, and I'll talk to you soon. Great work. And
Indeed,
shout
sir.
out Pineal Power Podcast, also doing great work.
Shout out to you, Vern.
Yep. Blessings, Burn Eye. Thank you.
Peace out.
Now we got Kim out there on the land, apparently.
Kim on the land.
Surprised he's actually able.
I am on the land.
Surprised you're actually able to do video.
I know. I kind of am too. Don't jinx me.
Ben, I was gonna ask, can I steal the floor here for a second? I got a story to tell.
Let's get it.
Shout out to the chat, man. So I mentioned this to you the other day. And I guess I gotta kind of set the backstory in case people don't know the whole story. Is I hadn't talked to my dad for over 20, I think it was 23 years, possibly, maybe a little more even. I never talked to him. And after my grandmother died. And recently I've just kind of felt the urge to kind of get in contact with him. And I've talked about this before too, where he's actually he's a convicted child molester, like literally. Like I'm not just saying that. So yeah, but he never did any weird shit to me. So that's why it was always kind of weird for me. I don't know. It was weird. But anyway, that's why I kind of stopped talking to him, and I never want him in my daughter's lives or anything. And and anyway, I reached out to him. I talked to him on the phone for the first time. I think, what was that, yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was yesterday. As I told you, I called him. I think it was yesterday. So it's already fizzled apart and it's over.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'll show you what happened. Is he was texting me. He sent like a wall of pictures of like his family, his side of the family or whatever, right? I only sent him one picture, and that's of my boys only, right? Like, I'm not going to send you pictures of my wife or my daughters or anything. I was only comfortable sending him a picture of my boys. And then he's like, today he goes, what's that pot you sent me or something? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, there's a picture of like a pot. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, I should read it, but I really don't care. But he says like, this picture and it looks like there's a bunch of pot in it or something. It's not a picture of your boys. And so I resend the picture of the boys. And then he sends me this picture. Oh, wait, I got to pull it up. 1 second here. He sends me this fucking weird picture through the text.
Hang
You
on,
see
let
that?
me. Yeah.
And
What the
he
fuck?
goes, "Isn't this you?" And I'm like,
what?
I'm like, bro, I've never seen this picture. I don't know I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like, is this a weird joke or something? Because I don't know the guy. I haven't talked to him forever, right? So I'm trying to understand. I'm like, he's trying to make it sound like instead of the picture of the boys, he somehow got this one. And I'm like, nah, bro, that you're doing a weird joke or something. I don't appreciate it. And then he said, he goes, well, isn't this you? And he kept saying, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Isn't this me? He doesn't even look like me. And he, so then he goes, well, maybe your phone's compromised. Someone's got your phone and is sending me this shit. And now I'm like, okay, dude, like, you're not going to play some weird fucking game on me. Like, you're trying to already, day 2 of talking, you're trying to do some weird, like, manipulation type shit on me or something. No one's got my phone. No one's sending him this picture. My phone's not hacked. I'm running a VPN on the fucking phone. I'm like, where, I don't get this. And then I gave him the option. I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll text you tomorrow, I said. And he kept going. And then he goes like, hey, didn't you used to rap? So I'm like, okay, the only way you know that is you already know that, right? So you're doing some weird manipulation type shit. I don't even really fully understand. He's just a crazy person, I think.
Sounds like it. That's my
rather
read.
rather than just say, hey, sorry, this was a bad joke that was dumb and backfired. He's like doubling down, like, no, your phone's compromised and shit. And so he goes, yeah, didn't you used to rap? So I'm done with him. I'm like, I go, hey, didn't you used to rape children?
Oh,
and he goes,
right.
he goes, that's it. He goes, that's it. Don't ever contact me again. And I just said, fuck you, predator. So that's already over. It lasted 1 day, 24 hours about. But I don't get what he was trying to do. It's such a weird like dynamic. He was trying to like test how far he could like press me or some weird shit.
It's a shit test.
Some kind of like boundary or some shit with me.
Exactly.
And I'm not taking that
I think
shit,
he's just
dude.
nuts.
I don't need you. I didn't reach out to him for any other than to like kind of just see where he was at or whatever, you know. I just kind of had the urge to reach out. I never needed him ever in my life. He never helped me one time ever. Was a detriment. Like that's why that's why I decided to call in. You were talking about your dad. You were saying he was like the opposite of teaching you of a man. That's how I had it too. That's why another reason he hasn't been in my life for so long. And then the second day, he's like already trying to like test me or some shit.
Dude, that just sounds like a crazy person to me.
Very weird. Manipulator or some shit.
It's not someone that's dealing with their demons and like trying to be genuine. I mean, I'll be honest, dude, I don't know. I've never known a reformed pedo. Like I've known reformed homosexuals, but I've never I would almost say on a spiritual level it might be unredeemable, but
yeah, I agree.
Bro, I mean, much respect to you. I mean, the best thing you can do is protect your kids and do what's right, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, he never did weird shit to me. That's what's weird about the whole thing.
Yeah, no.
Then I just saw like the damage it caused the people, it was like the family friends or whatever, the girls, like the damage it caused their whole fucking life. It fucked them up.
Even if he didn't touch your kids, he would destroy their relationship with them just by destroying their trust, the same way he did with you. He would do a joke too far that they didn't understand.
You might have to turn your cam off, your Mr. Roboto. Or I'm lagging, one of the two.
No, I'm sure it's me. I was hoping I could camera.
Drew's frozen.
I'm frozen?
Yeah. Are you frozen, Drew?
No,
maybe.
Drew,
or I'm lagged. I don't fucking.
Maybe you're lagging. Because Cam wasn't roboting for me either.
Oh, really?
Oh,
okay.
For me, it wasn't. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah, so I don't
know. Let's not get too in the weeds on all this stuff, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to tell that story because I came on yesterday and told you that I talked to him, and then all of a sudden it's already over 24 hours later. Which obviously I don't give a fuck, but
That's more what I'm saying is like
It's
it's
just
better
weird.
to get it done, and like good thing he revealed himself quicker. That's really what I was trying to
Yeah.
say. He was going
Yeah,
to
I
be
guess you're
that
right.
way, and good thing you didn't let him get in and build any trust and any hope. Like then it'd just be worse. That's what I meant.
Hey, real quick while Toilet Bowl's here. Hey, Toilet Bowl, that was my fault. I miscommunicated with that stuff. What happened yesterday is Pineal interrupted me, and I was having an extra fucking cranky day, and he was going off on you, and I was like, I was basically like, there's no need to interrupt me because more or less nobody's had more back and forth with TBE than myself. But I thought I communicated it as if it was the past tense. So that was the miscommunication, sir. So I hope you will understand what any of that meant, hopefully. But back to the broadcast, please. But thank you, guys, for letting me get that off my chest.
Shout out to good parents. I mean that.
Yeah. And shout out to
But
Toilet
it's not an
Bowler
easy job.
holding it down last night for us.
Yeah,
great.
hey, I never.
Great stream, by the way. I'm only about halfway through the replay.
I thought I could feel it was really good, like early on.
Can I
EBT
get
was
a?
firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, right. It was nice to see him. Can I get
The
a
right
quick
people.
drama update on how you and TVE made up?
Oh no, it's dude. There's been so much.
No, not
moving,
you,
it doesn't
Benton.
even.
I meant
Not
Drew.
me. I think
Oh, okay.
he just came back in. I had to
He
apologize
did.
on the air, so he just kind of
Yeah. So it was just it was nothing major. You guys didn't like. Okay, you know, that's good. We all
give him a
knew.
month.
We
Give
all
him a
knew it
month. It'll
happened.
happen again.
I know.
It's a monthly
It's a
thing.
very interesting cycle that I'm starting to see. Not just him. I mean, we all have our little cycles. It's very interesting to observe.
Excuse me.
And I mean, yeah, I'll just say, like, dude, shout out to everyone upping their game lately. Like, it's noticeable.
Well, yeah. Eventually, we'll get up to Drew's level, possibly. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, you've been,
Cam is the heavyweight,
dude. Burn Eye, though, man. I didn't
Yeah.
realize. I had no idea.
I just have a niche audience. I don't have engagement on the same level, and I definitely don't entertain. I mean, I can put a video out in my niche and it gets traction, but like, it's a lot. I don't know, man. It's very cool to come on and see this community basically trying to do what they were talking about last month and make almost a continuous stream that people, you know, it's just and the cross stream and just everything is it's very fun to see, happen. And there's a lot of passion that's starting to bubble up too. You can see some of the more interesting personalities are taking hold, and some of the sap is falling off, and a lot of the drama has just disappeared. Yeah, just as an observer on that level, I think it's freaking cool. Like, you don't really get to see many things develop like that.
Yeah, Jimbo Khan says we are a network now. Shit.
Yeah, right. I didn't even think about that, but that is what you. Yes,
They're
exactly.
gonna be like, these guys are part of this network.
It's just not. It's not bona fide, but it absolutely is a network. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, and I've been looking at that fish tank. Like now, I noticed. I think I should ask Benton, but they were restreaming it on YouTube, so I'm assuming that's Sam Hyde, where he has his own platform and then he's advertising it. But I mean, he had it was 2,500 people and it wasn't even on. It was just like getting ready to start the show. It was, yeah. It's
talking about the fish tank stuff.
Yeah. Just thinking about like the branching out of the network, and now you're bringing in other new things. And I mean, dude, I'd like to get me. I mean, I don't know how much you're bullshitting, but like I could be talked into an Ozark Truther compound, and I'm not opposed to live stream cameras there either. Like we could, you never know where this network might be.
Manifest forever, bro. Years.
Whoa, what's that?
That was Pineal. I'm not sure what he said though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the Ozarks per se, but the Ozarks would be a great spot for that, honestly.
That's just where you're pushing on, but yeah. I do like the Ozarks. I mean, Missouri, if you're saying Missouri has rec weed, shit, I'm down.
Yeah,
I actually really do like that.
Jessica said Machine Lies was solid
Just like,
last night. Yeah, he knows a lot of shit, man.
to counteract the smart cities, you know what I mean? Have truth or compound cities essentially.
Okay, well, what we gotta do a like Truthercon. I keep talking about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would
Like
be
a
the
Comic
push.
Con where you rent a hotel or whatever venue, and then people take turns running a live stream or something like that throughout the day, and then maybe at the end of the day you have all the main people all on one like panel or whatever together, and let people ask questions or whatever. Charge people to get in. Have vendors there selling like vegan food truck or any whatever kind of whatever they want to bring in.
Try
It's a
to.
thing, man.
I agree. I mean, dude, I've done so many conventions. I could damn near freaking name the city. I'll tell you the convention center. I mean, I don't know if you want to do convention center, rent a hotel, but like that's
Well,
usually.
you're the expert. We're gonna put you in charge.
Dude,
You got
I
the
will.
biggest
I'll be
reach as
honest.
well.
I'll take it upon myself and put money in it if
Well,
people
you're the biggest baller
legitimately
too.
pick a spot and we come up with a budget. But like Vegas is usually the cheapest, even though it's also kind of the shittiest in my opinion. I would say just because of the size, we could do it almost anywhere. Like Florida is cool.
Could you do a
Florida's a
couple
great
like?
convention state.
Could you do a
What's that?
couple like one like an East Coast one and a West Coast one or something?
I mean, we can do whatever we want. I did 14 in 1 year. I didn't put it together, but I mean, attended and was, I definitely, if someone else has better knowledge, let them take it over. But I can get the ball rolling on that shit and do it for the size that we would need. And yeah, it would just take legitimate intent from enough, not many people, dude. I think if just like 4 or 5 people we're willing to legitimately like say like, yeah, even if it's only us 4 or 5, let's do it. And then we throw it out there and see where it goes. And then based off the first one, then we decide whether we're going to do a second one and do it in a different geographical area to pick up the people that couldn't do the first one. I mean, that's the kind of fun shit. So on that level, I'm genuine in that.
Archaics did it with 100,000 subscribers. So I think we could get a network of channels that between all those channels, you'd have more than 100,000 subscribers.
And with this network going, it's common enough. There's enough common interest. And I mean, yeah, you could do name tags where people could be anonymous and just wear a name tag with their username and weird, whatever. Like, yeah.
And do like on the what do they call it? Comic Cons, they have like the creators will have like a room, and then they go like the artists or whatever, they'll sit in a room, and then it's like a Q&A or whatever, a panel. They'll talk about whatever they want to, and then people ask them questions and stuff.
Yep. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, it really only needs to be a long weekend. I mean, usually, just like Archaics. I mean, it would be pretty much something like that. But just not creepy. No kids. I mean, I guess there could be kids, but I'd say I would also facilitate like, potentially a daycare or something like that if parents wanted it. Like, there's just stuff like, stuff like that. But yeah, we can just talk about it. It's just, I mean, it's on the table. I put it out there, and as far as I mean, see how shit happened from a month ago. Now let's see what happens a month from now.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
Yeah, Drew, when are you going to come on Paul Show, man?
I've been on there a few times.
Yeah, I think I saw it one time. One time I was there.
I'll be on there again. I'm usually not available until after like 9 o'clock at night usually, and then I usually have my own kind of thing to do. So
yeah, Ken, don't lump me up in that camp. I haven't really stepped up my streaming game yet, so don't include me in that camp yet, sir. Still have a long way to go,
yeah,
sir.
QOC needs to go.
First thing you need to do to up your game is get a mic, sir.
Yeah, Pineal, this is like a $20 lapel mic on Amazon. I don't know the exact model, but it's just a USB mic, and then it's got a USB to USB-C adapter for the phone. Sounds pretty good, I think, for $20.
Yeah, the last one I had broke instantaneously, so I just haven't gotten another one since because I couldn't return it, and so it was just.
I'll have to have the what do you call it? The influencer link or whatever, the affiliate link.
Yeah. So in the short term, have you seen any of this OTW news, the Grand Rising show, Drew? Have you seen any of
Like
this?
only when you've been restreaming it. I've seen just little bits of it.
Well, he's been going Monday through Friday. Starting.
Hey, we
I
got
love
lip,
your hat.
you got
Real
lip
quick,
filler, girl, or what?
Hang on, let me compliment. I love that hat, by the way.
Gracias.
She got some lip
Oh,
filler.
dang. Nice.
How are you? How are you,
Welcome.
Miss Aphrodite Rose Starfire?
Hello. Thank you for the lovely welcome. I am good. I am in the wilderness in BLM land. On the yeah. I don't think it's a res, but yeah. On the American res called BLM.
Bureau of Land Management, not Black Lives Matter, right?
We was engines.
Right. But I do believe there was some kind of conspiracy to get that mix up going there.
Yeah. What do you think about Trump saying he's going to get rid of homelessness?
Well, I invite people to go to my channel and watch my video about it, called Agenda
Where can they find it?
47. Aphrodite Rose Starfire. That's right. I think it was timely for the gifts of Baal, which apparently James True talked about, and then Jeff Snyder made a video about. But probably to celebrate 420 and the birthday of some other leader who rounded up people
Shout out.
who were deemed unworthy of society and taken care of. But yeah, I don't really see anybody else talking about it. Have you heard anybody else talking about this Agenda 47?
After you talked about it, I went and looked up, but I had never heard of it until you mentioned it.
I don't know anything about it. Can you give me the quick bring me up to speed?
Is it Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 related?
Well, I don't know. Donald Trump posted it on his YouTube channel on April 19th. And I kind of figured it out while I was making my live stream that it must be the 47 must mean the 47 months of his next presidential term. Because maybe like they don't count the last 48th month, because it's like a lame duck, whatever. But
Dan, you just thought of that when you heard it? Just for what it's worth? That just popped in your brain when you saw his tweet? Because I don't know if it's right or wrong, but that's a very interesting take, and I would not, like, I agree with you. That's a 48-month term and a lame duck last month, and wow. Continue.
Maybe our gay dicks, sorry, whatever his name is, we'll have to change it to 2047.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. You guys were a little choppy for me, so that's why I turned off my camera. So but yeah, so Donald Trump posted like a 3-minute video on his YouTube channel and basically said that he wants to make urban camping illegal, and he wants to arrest homeless people and take them to designated governmental tent cities, and then where they'll be evaluated by professionals, and then hopefully rehabilitated. And if they are deemed to be mentally ill, then they'll go to, like, I guess, reestablished governmental mental institutions. But yeah, I suggest everybody watch A Brave New World. I had never I know it was always referenced, but I had never seen the 1980 movie or like actually read the book or like really knew this. I thought I knew the story, but I didn't really know the story. But it's free on YouTube, so everybody go watch it. It's really, really like good. It has to do with genetics and like incubator babies and heroin addiction and controlling society and reproduction.
There was also a one season of a TV series called Brave New World that I thought was really good also, if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have originally been like a mini TV series because the movie on YouTube is like over 3 hours long. So it might have been like a mini series on TV back in the day.
What was later, actually. This was maybe 2018.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I haven't even seen that. But yeah, they call the drug Soma
Yep.
that everybody's on.
Yep. Same thing with the TV show. I think you would enjoy it. I would recommend checking it out.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Like, watch the 1980 movie. It's free on YouTube right now. But yeah, and it like I hear all the time people like, why if we incarnated and we decided to come here, I would never decide to come someplace and experience pain. Like, why would anybody want to suffer? Like, watch this movie and you will understand why a higher being would decide to experience suffering.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here's I shared the screen. Shared the screen. There's the series from 2020.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't know that it's on YouTube, but you can at least look at the trailers and kind of get an idea of what it's like.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, the 1980 movie is also free on YouTube.
Yes, and I'm recommending that as well. Yes, ma'am. And
So
real quick,
go ahead.
I tried to read Brave New World when I was like a teenager, and I couldn't really understand it at the time, so I'm going to have to go back to it and read it as well. But go ahead, Drew.
I was just gonna say after Aphrodite posted that video about it, I went found Trump's videos about the Agenda 47 and watched, and yeah, it's exactly what she says. He says they're gonna round up the homeless basically, and then if you're too addicted to drugs or if you're unable to be rehabilitated, you're gonna go to like a sanitarium. Basically, that's basically what he says. And then he talks also about establishing his freedom cities, which it would be like manufacturing, innovation, basically a smart city where rules and regulations to manufacturing wouldn't apply in that city, so they could just be like probably working as many hours as you want or whatever. Wouldn't be as much regulations to try to reestablish America as a production center again.
Like, I hear people who are like, I guess, conservatives. They try to seem to think like DT is against the pharmaceutical companies, and he's not. Like, he was the one that like initiated Warp Speed, whatever. Project Warp Speed. And I guess they're trying to pass that the FDA is trying to bypass human animal testing now and go straight to humans.
They already did that, didn't they, with the last one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think the last one they had at least tested on animals for a little bit.
There wasn't even time to test that thing. They just like rushed it out.
Well, they already had it made, so they like to pretend like they made it on the fly, but they didn't.
The technology.
It was like the actual thing was like already made.
Tested. No, I understand what you're saying. I'm talking about according to what they say. No, I believe what you're saying. Yeah, I'm actually, if you listen to what they say, they've already tested the mRNA technology going back, well before that. So I'm agreeing with you, ma'am.
Well, now they're saying that it's going to be used as vaccines for like psoriasis and autoimmune disorders and like allergies.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, and real quick, I spent every single day of the fake pandemic following all of the news. I was super obsessed with following and looking into everything I could possibly look into. So definitely, I absolutely am with you 100% on what you're saying here. It's I don't even know what to say.
Where's Kim at? Cam, are you at work?
He's
or
right
I'm at-
behind you.
That's what I'm saying. You guys look
Yeah.
like you're in the same fucking neck of the woods there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you look like my neighbor that just left. He had a sand buggy, ATV thing, just like that.
I'm in Arizona, Prescott
Oh,
Valley.
cool. Nice.
You're in Arizona on some trust land or something?
Who, Kim or me?
You. I'm asking Kim. I was asking
Oh,
if you're in Arizona.
I'm in Joshua Tree.
Oh, by Joshua Tree? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Cali.
on the
Oh, yeah.
BLM land here.
Are they blooming right now? It's too early, right?
I don't know. I haven't actually gone into the park. I'm kind of on the outskirts where you can free camp. So I actually haven't seen any actual Joshua trees. I don't know if I'm in the, because it's a pretty big park, so I don't know if I'm on the wrong side of it. But we're gonna go explore probably tomorrow or the next day. Or
You've never been
today.
in that area?
No, I've never been. Like I've been to
yeah.
Sedona and I've been to like the Grand Canyon, but I've never been to this area
I mean,
of
Joshua Tree is
California.
freaking cool. Like it's not like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love visiting there. Like it's worth visiting. Not the place you want to live, and obviously, but it gets friggin' ridiculous hot and nothing out there. But the environment, those Joshua trees are wild. When you're out in the landscape, there's nothing like it. It's just like, yeah, very unique. Doesn't matter if they're blooming or not. Even when they're growing, it's just the weird tree and then the green cactus tops on all of them. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I know it's right now is like the perfect time to be here because everything's in bloom and the weather, because we just had like the most rain like ever in California. So it's like everything is the most bloom, most beautiful that you're ever gonna see it. So like hills that you've never seen green or green. But yeah, California is pretty amazing. There's so many places and different like environments in one state. But yeah, we're
I
slowly
know it.
headed.
I agree. Traveling around, it's like every 200 or 300 miles, it's almost, it's amazing how much
It's
change there
weird.
can be in that
It really
little,
is.
I mean, a lot of the stores are the same, but the culture and just, what's cool and I love that. That's my favorite.
And that's kind of like what I said in
traveling.
my live stream too. It's like you can totally avoid the homeless in California if you don't want to see it. Like it's so compartmentalized. Even in Los Angeles, like I was able to avoid it. In San Diego, like you didn't really see it at all. But it's like unless you have to go through it in the little area, like people can be they're totally in their bubble really in California. And that was something that I had touched upon before my awakening, because I went to college in Santa Barbara and my parents lived in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. So I would drive. And then later I went to college in San Diego and would drive from San Diego to San Francisco a lot. And I would notice, like, especially like leaving San Luis Obispo, like there would be like this bubble. Like I would be in a dome and I would leave this. It would kind of be when your radio station you were listening to would go out of signal and then it would turn into another radio station. It was like, and you would like the temperature would change and like just like the feeling would change. And like I would literally envision like this petri dish bubble over the region. And then I was like entering into a new bubble. And it's like sometimes I think like maybe like each region bubble has its own like sun. Like
I was going to say demonic oppressor, but yeah.
Yeah. Or simulator, sun simulator.
Like I totally agree. I know what you mean. Like my first experience was when I left California. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I grew up in Southern California, and so I was in my early 30s, and I literally just packed all my shit up. I was engaged, and I left my fiance. She wanted kids, I didn't, and then she decided wanting them, and I was like, yeah, if she's already doing this shit, this ain't gonna work. So I called it off, and I had a buddy in Colorado, and he's like, dude, just come out and hang out with me. So I packed my shit up, moved out just for a month, ended up, starting a business, staying 15 years. But as I drove out of California, when you go to enter, I can't remember what state it is. It's either Colorado or like Utah, but it's where the mountains just like they just close up, and it just looks like you're gonna drive right into the mountains. Like you're going from the desert, and all of a sudden, it's just like it's like you're entering into a time warp or like some type of wormhole, and you drive through and then you enter the other end. I mean, the energy shift, really, I noticed it when I went back, and you come out of it the other way. As you descend closer and closer to Southern California, I could just feel it get more and more like oppressive is the only way I can say it. And I like had no reason. I was going back to do work and good, trying to make some money and stuff, but it was just like, there's just that's why I say a demonic oppressor over the area or something, because it's like, to me, it's what it felt like.
Yeah, I definitely felt that when we were driving from like Ventura down the coast into Malibu, and like as we entered the border of Malibu, like there was this like that my cell phone service changed, like it went to 5G, and like there was this feeling like it like you feel the anxiety, like the like gotta go. I mean, you see it in the people, obviously, as you get closer to LA.
Right.
Like the rat race, but it's like it's in the air too, like a signal that's being broadcast.
Yeah.
It's like my phone service got worse. It was like the weirdest thing. It was like you'd think that 5G full bars would be better, but my phone was working better on 4G, like 2 bars.
No, we need the 6G. It's the 6G, and then finally, the 7 and 8G. That's what's going to really take us home. I think then we'll be good. We'll have the connection we need that they've been telling us we'll get. It's really the 8G, I think, is what's going to do it.
Yeah, if only we had 8G, then all our problems would be solved.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's my problem, is I don't have enough service. I'm not able to get online enough.
Yeah, you would think in Joshua Tree I wouldn't be able to freaking broadcast video and audio over StreamYard on a Safari link, but hey, I'm able to do it.
And you got video. Like, there's nothing I can do that gives me good video. Like, I went and rewatched my live that I did that was just myself trying to do a StreamYard, and I was still glitching out. And I literally parked my truck next to the people I'm staying at's wireless router in their house and did it inside like that.
Is it an Android?
Yeah, I have Android. But I had Apple before, but I got rid of it because, well, I'll be honest, I got rid of it when they did the slow your battery down, or slow your processing down to save your battery, because I was like running my business at the time, and I was telling my partners, this fucking phone's getting slower, and I'd keep trying to do stuff, and I was just cooking them. And then when I found out they did that intentionally, I was like, fuck that. One of my partners was already Android only, and I eventually just went Android. But I don't know. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I mean, I don't even like getting a newer phone. I have like a S20 or 21 or something.
Yeah, me neither. I was opposite. I was Android, like religious Android, and then in San Francisco, and everybody's like, oh, everybody had an iPhone, and none of my texts
yeah,
would
California is like, yeah, everybody does have an iPhone.
But I had when the Samsung Galaxies first came out, and they were like the huge white ones, I had those, and they would get so hot, and I would break them, and they'd explode. And I had so many problems. I finally switched over to iPhone. But I'm the same way. I have an iPhone 8, and I don't ever update it. I never update it. So like a lot of my apps, like I can't even work my apps because I won't update to the newest operating system.
Yeah.
So like the apps won't even work unless you update your whole operating system. But yeah, I do know that once you do update it, your phone like screwed.
Did you have a phone actually explode, or was that like an exaggeration? Or?
Well, I keep all my cell phones, and like the Samsungs that they were so slippery. Like at the moment I take them out of my case, it would like literally like slide out of my hand and like shatter. And then it would kind of be like puffed out, and I would be able to still work it. But the old ones, but it would get really, really hot. Like it would where I'd have to take it out of my pocket. And but the old Samsung ones, they're like, they've gotten all like huge and puffy. Like they've puffed out of
I forgot we were
their glass.
Sorry, I forgot we were cross streaming. I just saw Chalkbody say, yeah. My apologies.
Is he still here? Is Drew still here?
So he's probably listening. Him and Benton have, once they get a chance to step away with people in conversation, they have a tendency sometimes to step away.
Oh.
So I don't think he is in the conversation, but he I think, right? I see his his things here. So he's tied in so he can restream or whatever, but
yeah.
Where are you headed? So you're in Joshua Tree. Where are you headed after that? You guys gonna go do like blood sacrifice in the desert or something?
No, I don't do stuff like that, but gonna head east slowly along kind of the southern-esque border towards North Carolina.
East along the southern S. So you're gonna hit what's down there? Big Bend. You're gonna go like run that.
Texas? Yeah, probably through Texas and like through the Gulf states. Like go through Texas and then hit the ocean and then kind of hug the ocean. Maybe like go through New Orleans and then the Panhandle and then
wow, so
Florida.
You're gonna do that
I don't know
through
if we'll
the summer, huh?
Yeah, like I'm planning to aim for like trying to get to North Carolina in July. So.
Oh, that's not too bad. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in no rush. I don't have like a place to be, so.
Yeah,
which is nice.
I love Texas. I didn't spend. I mean, it's so big. It's hard to really say you explore Texas unless you live there. But, yeah, I mean, it's a freaking cool state. I mean, to be honest,
I've never been there. It's just the airports.
It's changing though. I mean, even just. I mean, I don't even like this. I mean, everywhere's changing, right? But
Is Kim frozen?
He froze for me.
I think he froze. Ma'am, I heard you went to you.
Just throw that out there for you.
Well, okay, he's back.
She, right? Or was I frozen? Did I shut my cam off?
Hi, Toilet Bowl Earth. Hi, Kat. Hi, Robin. Hi, Pretty. And chat.
Yes, indeed.
I love this flavor.
Okay, good.
Does this make me like a sacrificial like Jesus? Because I'm drinking the croix. I'm drinking the cross. Is that a node to blood over intent? What do you think? Would you drink something called liquid death? What do you think that means when you drink something like that?
I would probably not, but I don't even really drink. I don't drink Monsters anymore. I mean, or really any of those sport drinks. I'm assuming Liquid Death is probably like a high caffeine sport drink, or is it like alcohol?
I don't know. I see it advertised all over the place. I think it's some kind of, I don't know if it's a coffee energy drink, but I think it's like I don't know if people use it to make a cocktail or but I didn't know Gatorade's banned in Europe.
Whoa, I didn't know
You know
that
that?
either. Really?
Yeah, apparently it's banned.
A lot of that shit
Do you
that's
know
legal
why?
here, they don't allow a lot of the chemicals that, you know, that we have here. So what is Gatorade? I mean, it's just
I guess I
chemicals.
got to look at Gatorade. I thought the worst thing in it was like high fructose corn syrup or something.
Okay,
Nah,
I
color.
had Liquid Death. Sorry to interrupt. Liquid
Yeah,
Death is just
water.
water.
Sugar and coloring in water. Go ahead, my bad.
Just gonna jump in real quick. Say Liquid Death is just water. It's just like artesian spring water that they put in a can, but then they write like death on the can. It's marketed. It's like a beer can kind of, and then I saw like memes on Instagram saying like the skulls and all the shapes on the can is like what the Dr. Emoto water experiment when you write like I hate you on the water, and then the water you freeze it or whatever, and the cells look all distorted.
So why would you drink that?
I drank it just to try it. I just tried it one time.
I just drank it and now I have cancer, so you know.
You drank it?
No.
Oh, you're making fun of me. No, I don't know. I just wanted to try it because I drink energy drinks. Unfortunately, I would one day I just tried that instead of another energy drink. I'm trying to like stop energy drinks.
Were you kind of pissed that it wasn't an energy drink, that it was
No,
just water?
I knew it was water. I just kind of wanted to taste it, and I thought it would actually taste more like I thought you would taste the aluminum of the can a little more in the taste of it. I didn't taste that at all. It tasted just like bottled water.
Were you like gambling if you were gonna die? Like oh.
No, not at all.
So basically, they're marketing to edgelord.
Yeah, it's an edgelord water, exactly.
That's like so like the epitome of being satanic, like marketing something
Right.
as like bad for you, and people buy it for the sole purpose of it being bad.
Yeah, I'm so cool. I'm drinking.
I mean,
right? Like, what a rebel.
Of course, Bud Light does make you gay, though. That is actually serious. They have proven that.
Yeah,
That's
what's
true.
better, drinking a Bud Light or drinking a Liquid Death while smoking a cigarette?
Drinking Bud Light.
Probably Bud Light's worse. Hey, Drew, if you're still here, I just wanted to say, like, props to you for sharing your story about your dad. That was, like, you know, a huge, monumental story to share, and probably
It's just
pretty
so
tough
weird.
to go through.
It's not even tough. I'm just trying to process like what happened. Like I don't get what he was trying to do.
Did you have his contact information for a long time and you were thinking about it for a while, or was
No,
it like
actually,
something that you just got?
Actually, I didn't. I just like one day got a wild hair up my ass, and I went to call him, and the phone number in the internet didn't work. So I was like, okay. But I had also just recently come across his class ring, so I knew he had this like address. I was pretty sure he still lived at that address. So I mailed him the class ring, and I said, "Here's my phone number if you ever wanted to get in touch." Because the class ring, I didn't want it. It wasn't worth money or anything. So
then he called you?
He started texting me for a day or two, and then I told him I'd call him, and then it was just we talked for maybe a half hour, and it was fairly normal. And then all of a sudden, that was yesterday, and then all of a sudden today, he's just like being super weird.
Like, so he was like normal, like talking like with his voice and how he like exchanged back and forth.
Yes, except for I thought his voice sounded very strange, and I don't know if that was the jab or what. Because that's the part I forgot to mention when I talked about it today, which I mentioned when I talked about it yesterday, was when I talked to him and I said I didn't do the jab. He was like he completely he didn't snap, but he was like, "What? You didn't take the CV you need?"
Really?
I was like, dude, I don't even wear the mask. What are you talking about? And
he
then he said,
"Damn job, yeah."
Yeah, he said, "Everyone I know that didn't do it died." I was like,
"Oh,
well,
come on."
I said, "I don't even know anyone that got it for more than a day or two."
Is he a drinker?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't really know anything about him because I haven't talked to him in that long. So,
Yeah.
but I thought his voice sounded very, very weird from what I remembered. Like, I don't know even how to describe it. Like,
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think there's the tone of, I could tell just the tone of someone's voice, you can tell what's up with them. There's
yeah, like
absolutely something to it.
like yeah, there was just this weird. It was kind of like this,
Yeah,
he
it's a
never used to
strange.
talk
It's
like
like a
that at all.
tension they hold in it. That's it.
Yeah, I was like, and I was like, what the
So,
fuck,
do
dude?
you have other brothers and sisters, like from his other family?
No,
Thank God.
Sisters.
he did have. So I had paperwork, which he actually told me this too when I was little. I had paperwork with his stuff. I had come across a box of his stuff that had that class ring, but there was also paper. I should pull it out. It's fucking hilarious. There's paperwork. He had a child in before me, a boy, and he has this court document paperwork where he was able to just cash out like I think it was $2,000 back then, and to just completely be absolved of the child's life and never owe any child support or anything like that.
Wow.
So there is, and he did tell me there was like a brother or whatever, but I never like sought him out or anything. I just thought it was weird that
Yeah.
he's trying to gaslight me and say that I sent him this picture of this guy with the bags of weed and shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Well, these type of people that are so deviant, like I'm sure deep in his heart, he feels so shameful that
Exactly.
all he can do is like project out and try to like make you feel shameful or like try to accuse you of doing something right
Yep.
off the bat to try to like make you guys on some kind of weird equal level or something.
That's exactly what I was
But
like. My brain
Yep.
was coming to.
Me
Yeah.
too. Same thing.
Self-defense, like he needed to preemptively sabotage it because he knew if it did go anywhere, it eventually would lead back around to your childhood. And shit.
yeah, unfortunately, if he's not able to like right off the bat be like, I'm so sorry for like not being there for you or for being a shithead early in my life or whatever, if he's not like in that kind of perspective, like then he's probably not a good person to be in your life or around your family or anything like that.
Yeah, it was just weird. Yesterday was fairly normal for what, it's been so long. And then today it was just like, what? Should read the damn text because it's so weird. It just says, it just starts texting me and says, what's that pot in your picture? What's that about? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, maybe you sent a different picture. It's not of your boys. So I resent the one and only picture I sent, which was the boys. And then immediately he goes, cute kids. And then he goes, what's the story on the pot? And then you got a picture of your wife. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You ain't getting no picture of my fucking wife, weird ass motherfucker.
Did he watch your channel? Probably like was it because it was 420 or something like that?
I did send him the links to my channels when he was texting me and stuff. I did send him that. But I don't get
maybe
I'm not
he saw the
smoking weed on the
420
streams or anything. But then the whole point of it was to show the weed. Weird. It was to show this. You're not gonna be able to see it. It's just show this dude with these bags of weed.
Showed earlier. Yeah, I saw that.
There we go.
And that's not even you, right?
No,
like,
it's not me. And he said, "Isn't that you?" And then he says, "I just like, is this a weird joke or what?" Because I was completely confused. Like, and then he just says, "Didn't you do rap music at one time?" So now he's trying to let me know, like, the only way he knows that it's not like, oh, it's not a random shot in the dark guess. So he knows that, and then rather than just say, oh, I'm fucking around and I'm trying to be funny or something, he's like doubling down saying your phone must be compromised or someone's got a hold of your phone or however he said it.
Yeah, that is weird. Like,
very
not
weird.
That all of it's not weird, but like, yeah, extra weird.
It's like, is he gonna like try to sell you some like VPN like service, or is like
no, I don't think so.
You like,
I think he's like a boomer, like a tech boomer. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe he's like a super boomer on the phone, maybe. And he said he had an iPhone. I'm like, There's no way it's just going to send you a different picture. But then he's revealing himself because he's saying, isn't this you? Didn't you used to do rap music? So it's obviously not what I sent him. He's just trying to show me that picture and say, oh, I know that you did rap music and smoke.
I mean, you've seen that picture before, right? I've
never seen it. What is it?
Oh, that's a meme.
Oh, that's a meme
picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never even seen it. That's why I was so confused.
I don't know where I've seen it, but I've seen that picture before. It's a total meme.
So he thinks he's being funny, but rather than just say, hey, sorry, bad joke or something, I was getting kind of upset. And I tried to even de-escalate it. I was like, this is getting weird. I'll text you tomorrow. And then he still comes back for more, to like press the button one more time. And then I had to he said, didn't you used to rap? I said, well, didn't you used to rape children? And then it's over. He says, don't ever contact me again. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not even sad or anything. It's just weird.
I was going to say, it'd be mean to say if it wasn't true, but it's more like, bro, didn't you used to rape children, motherfucker?
Trying to like check me or something like that in a weird way. Like, you're never going to check me, motherfucker.
Yeah, it just sounds, he's very insecure. It's like total snake energy, you know, like,
yes.
like, you know, snapping at you and seeing how you respond to it. Like,
that's what my wife was
I guess
saying
he
too,
wanted
like
you to be like, oh, ha, 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 no, pops, you know, like, nice, that's funny or something like that.
Yeah, it was just so weird. I didn't even understand what was happening. It's like what Ben says, though. Ben says that you're always trying to like examine what these people do from your own perspective, but they're just crazy people, so you can never like get in their mind for why they do things, because they're not making logical decisions like you would.
Well, maybe he'll reach out after he's thought about it and apologize and come for maybe.
I got nothing left to say to him, so
yeah.
Reach
maybe
out
one day you'll want to like see who your brother is, because maybe you have some cousins for your kids. Like, that might be cool.
Yeah, I'm not really interested. The whole side of the family that he's from is pretty crazy. Like, I'm cool. I've been cool all these years without any of them. So
yeah. Well, weird. Good for you for at least, you know, investigating it and like sending the olive branch and, you know.
Yeah, that's what I can at least live with. If he passes away someday, right, I'm not gonna sit there and wonder, damn, should I have reached out? What exactly? Maybe he was a changed man or whatever. No, I know he's just on day 2. He's doing weird shit. It's not literally been like 24 hours since I talked to him on the phone. He's getting weird.
Did he ever get in trouble for what he did? Like, did he get punished, or he kind of just got away with it?
No, he went to prison or whatever for it.
Oh,
he went. Well, he somehow he went to like a workhouse or something. So he was able to actually. This is the craziest part of the whole fucking thing is he was able to work, get out of the workhouse and go work a full 40-hour week. Or
so they sent him to a half an hour.
No, it's a work like a state correctional facility in Shakopee, Minnesota, but it's like they'll give you work release. And
so you're literally in a prison cell at night and at a job during the day?
Yes. But this is way back in the 80s. It might not be like that anymore. So, but listen to this. So this dude was convicted of this shit and went and did this time for this shit. And his job was he was a door-to-door fucking mailman. So the USPS has these guys, and they knew about it, and I know they knew about it because he told me the story. Like, he had to basically go in there and beg for the job when they found out about it, and like there was some kind of, I don't know if it was a union vote or some type of investigation, and they allowed him to keep the job. And this guy's on the street going door to door for UPS for years as a.
See, a Freemason.
No, nothing like that. No, he was in the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War fucked him up. He's like, he might have been fucked up before, but he's crazy.
Well, it sounds like he has connections. At least it has, people. I
think he's just lucky. I think that the rules were just different. I think back then. I think he was just before that time where you had to register as a sex offender and all that shit. I think it was like right before all that shit hit. So I think he was just lucky. that he didn't have to be like one of these registered people and stuff.
So they gave him like a post office car, like to drive around, and then he had to go back
Yes.
to prison at night.
That is
Yes.
so wild.
They weird.
They would take me there to talk to him, and then he's behind the glass, and I'm on the phone as a little ass kid.
So he can go out and deliver mail in the public during the week, but he has to be behind glass to talk to you on the weekend. Wow, that sounds about right for this world.
Well, this
that
is in the
sounds
early
about
'80s, so it might
still
be way
just this
different
world
now,
in general. It's like, yeah, okay,
Drew,
never mind.
this sounds like some weird Montauk programming crap. That's weird. Like you would think.
But he was in the Vietnam War. He was. I don't know. He never really talked about it. I was gonna ask him about it on the phone, and we didn't get to it. But he would wake up in the middle of the night, like if ambulances would go by, he would wake up like frantic, like yelling and like flailing and shit. Like, it was weird.
Did the money that he was making while he was doing his time, was that like profit, or was that paying for his incarceration, like the money he made?
I don't know that actually. But I mean, think about it. If you're a mailman, you can kind of set your own pace. So if your other option is you're sitting in a fucking cell, I bet he just walked as slow as he could, right? All day. And then you're getting overtime.
Well, and you're also coming in contact with lots of
kids playing on the street, like fucking on the back. My first thought was like, what the fuck?
Isn't that fucking crazy? That's what I was thinking. I was like, it's been so long though. And he said he told me he retired 15 years ago. So it's been so long that any of those people responsible at the job probably aren't there anymore. But I was thinking like do like an investigative report and go in there and show the people the paperwork and say, you let this person on the street. But it's been so long now. People probably won't even care at this point. It's been off the streets for 15 years.
Unless you go back to that neighborhood and interview the kids that were there when fucking he was walking the neighborhood.
Or go look at the missing kids reports in the area.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, I don't know how deep you want to delve into that stuff if you've already decided that you kind of don't want to be involved.
It's like, as much as I'd like to think vengeance is mine, you're not gonna, there's probably, let's just hope for the best that there probably was enough oversight that he at least couldn't have done anything there and it would be a waste of your time, and now you've learned your lesson and move on. That's what I mean. Yeah. That's my unsolicited advice, sir.
Well, like a lot of, like the programs in Germany and stuff, like after World War II, they like deliberately put the orphans with the registered, child predator people, like deliberately, so that like all of these like generations of children, like a whole generation of children were all, violated. Because then you can hack into the brain, then it's like it stimulates the higher, they're more easily hijacked, but then you're also like, you have like your higher faculties are stimulated too. So I'm saying, like, in America, we're also people in high places, like judges and I don't know, police people, that when they actually came across the real deal bad guys, they put them in situations where they could reoffend. Like the same in the Catholic Church, like they put them like, oh, you hurt people, oh, let's put you in a preschool over here. Like, why would they do that? Oh, because they like want it to continue.
I don't know. I'm still just trying to process what happened. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Now that Kem says it's a meme, I don't necessarily feel like a dick, but I feel like maybe it's more clear that he was trying to just make a joke.
Well, it's still fucking a bad joke. I don't know how.
It's weird that he didn't say it's a joke.
You are not on that level. You're not bros. You're like, it's so inappropriate.
Right. Like, you don't know
Just
me
for
at
what
all.
it's
I've talked
worth,
to you
I
for
know.
30 minutes in fucking
Yeah,
in
that's exactly it.
25 years,
Next
basically.
week, next month, you guys have felt out your boundaries a little. You know each other's sense of humor a little. Okay, fire some shit away. But dude, can you like read the room, sir?
Right.
Been fucking estranged for 30 years, and this is how you get. Come on, man. After, and it's
Yeah.
like he's not even normal. He's a sex offender. If he was
Right.
just like a drunk dipshit that didn't know how
Right,
to
that's
take
different.
anything serious, that's different too. Nah, bro. And like Aphrodite started pointing out clearer, it was an absolute way to. He was going to do this no matter what. If this didn't work, there would have been something behind it. He was going to establish this problem no matter what. That's, I think. That's
Yeah,
so
you're probably right.
inappropriate, dude. Like that
Just
picture. Are
weird.
you fucking kidding me? And then to say your phone's hacked, either that or, dude, he's such a dipshit. You're better off without him anyway. If he didn't mean it intentionally, his sense of humor is gonna fucking
It's
drain
weird.
every ounce of energy out of you just to live with. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
Well,
can't even.
he just has a weird mentality too, because when I talked to him, he told me like, well, he said he retired at 60 because he had 30 years in at the post office because they counted his service time. So he had already had the full 30 years. So he retired with the full pension at 60. And he said, I thought then if I had 10 years left, I'd be happy. So he's happy now that he's 75. Like, so he was cool with cashing out at 70 and just dying. I'm like, what, dude? Like, that's pretty young still. Especially that dude, he's like a big dude. He's like 6'4". He's a big like farmer type dude. Like he could just work out or something and live long. But he's just
A lot
ready
of
to
boomers
die.
talk like that, though.
Just 10 years, like, dude, you live your whole life and you want
Once they
only
get
10 years?
Medicare, they're like, I'm so old. Oh, I'm old. I got Medicare.
Weird. There's something to the boomers, man. They're a weird generation.
Yeah, but even if he was,
We are not weird.
Some of them.
I love
See,
that.
most of them aren't doing what you're doing, though, Wizard. Most of them are living that, like, you know, that Matrix life or whatever. That's very. I think part of it is they had all the exact same programming because there's only like 3 television channels. So
Yeah.
versus when Aphrodite, when Ben, when we grew up, we at least had cable. There was 100 channels. Nowadays there's 500 channels and a million websites. You know.
Yeah, I went from actually 4 channels because PBS is always there, public broadcast service. So you got NBC, ABC, and CBS, but at a certain point at night, everything shut down. So not only do you have many more channels, but it's all 24/7 now. There is not a waking moment that the indoctrination and propaganda is not being pushed. Every venue, you know, it's Bud Light. You saw Bud Light enter the political arena. Well, goodness gracious, that's the exact same concept as the 14th Amendment and all these people claiming to be African Americans. Think about the pronouns everybody's been using for a long time. It's only now coming to point of issue because of the gender issue. No other reason, but it's always been around. Everything is just changing form and people just don't see it changing form. Same with language and grammar. It's changed over time. And people don't want to get back to the origins of their beginnings, which is the true spirituality that we actually have in a connection with not just each other people, but actual life in itself. You know, and people get so far away from that from this public school, the indoctrination. So I always urge people to teach their own children according to their own spirits. That's the biggest form of indoctrination. It is a spiritual warfare. So. What was the issue on whether I came in because some kind of somebody's evidently playing some kind of joke or something, and you were talking about postman, inmate.
Yeah, it's a long story. Long story short, is I talked to my dad for the first time in 23 years.
Noise.
And yesterday, and he got already weird on me today, so we're already not talking again. But he was a convicted sex offender, basically, what do you call it? Child molester, I guess. And so he came at me in a weird way, and I just basically said, well, aren't you a fucking child rapist? and he's like, don't ever talk to me again. But then he worked for the post office for the USPS for 30 years on the street, like door to door. He was the mail carrier bringing the stuff to your door as a convicted child molester. That's the TLDR.
Well, he definitely showed his true colors by like when you showed the vulnerability of sending him the pictures of your kids and him responding with like the weirdness and accusing you of being like basically a drug addict, criminal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like
like the appropriate response, like, I don't even know how old they are, but it's like, hey, nice kids. They do any sports? How are their grades? You know, like,
right. Like he should know, like, don't fuck up anything surrounding the kids. Like, don't do it. Don't go. Like that should be in his head. Like, don't do anything to fuck this up.
Yeah,
and like
exactly. Like it's weird enough for everybody. Like, but the convicted child Chomo, come on, man.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, at least it's a good sign to you that he did it right away. Like, you know, that you don't have to invest anymore.
I agree. I'm wasting any time on it.
Yeah, because once you like showed a picture of your kids, like he should not even like do anything to desecrate that or like to like, you know, do anything weird. But like that was like immediately what he did. He like made it weird.
Well, like I said yesterday, though, too, I think as soon as he found out I didn't have the jab, everything changed. I feel like he identified me as an enemy combatant at that point. That's exactly how I felt. Maybe then he was just like, fuck. He was like, fuck this guy.
Well, you know, a lot of people at the VA, including my dad, they like find it like as a badge of honor to like go to the VA hospital, get their meds, and then go to their regular hospital and get the same meds. So they get like double, and it's like, woo, I got double the stuff. Like, that's not cool. Like you got like extra double dose than everybody else just because you have two hospitals that you go to. You have two insurances. Yeah, but a lot of VA people, they have like the VA hospital and then they have their Medicare or like a secondary insurance that they go to a secondary hospital and get the same exact med. So they have like the double it up, and they'll do the same with the thingy so that their records are clear at the VA and then the records are clear at whatever other institution they're at.
With the what?
I'm gonna step out for a second, but I'm gonna keep listening.
What's going on?
Nice.
You guys
Who's this guy? I've seen you on Drew's, but we haven't met. Who's this charming fellow?
What's up, Drew? Drew, Cam, Benton.
Stepped out. This Cam.
What's up, Cecil?
I'm actually about to go into work right now, but I just wanted to get on and put my 2 cents in like usual. So different states have different laws for chomos and shit, right? And up there in like Western Washington,
Tommy is accepted in Colorado. Sorry.
Yeah, there's like different states that the chomo are moved to because the laws are more lenient, and I think one of them actually is Washington State. And these fuckers used to get my face and get all political with me. And I'd be like, okay, well, let me ask you something. What do you think is worse, a racist or a child molester? And they just sit there with their glassy-eyed look at me like their brain was like locked up, you know, their conditioning was coming into conflict with their human nature. And I was like, look, just never mind. Don't even worry about it. A lot of them will be like, I don't want to be either. I'm like, okay, dude, you failed the test. Just leave me alone. But I just wanted to ask, is Drew gonna be doing some type of, or is anybody involved here gonna be doing a stream tonight?
Friday night karaoke, sir.
Friday night karaoke?
Yo, Cecil.
What's up?
What's up, man? This is Toilet Bowl.
How you doing?
Hey, man, was I being rude to you last night?
Nah, bro. I was trying to crack a joke and like nobody. You weren't being rude to me. I was trying to crack a joke and nobody was
No,
laughing.
I just wanted to make sure. If I was, I wanted to apologize. But somebody said I was being an asshole to you, and I kind of just don't remember that. And,
I've got a pretty thick skin, dude. It's not that big of an issue.
Cool, man. That's all. I just wanted to catch you while you were on real quick. I appreciate it, bro.
I was like, it's 4:20.
Dude, look at the size of that skull.
Is that a bobcat?
That's a ring-tailed lemur. I gotta go, guys. Bye.
Nice talking.
Thanks.
See you around.
Nice talking to you.
I wanted to ask her about Munder, but damn.
So I actually am like a sanitation technician at the restaurant where I work. That's a fancy way of saying I'm a dishwasher. And if you guys are around, I wanted to try to do like a work stream from my station tonight. Because, you know, endless amounts of plates and dirty bowls are just so interesting.
Yeah, man, if you want to hear a bunch of people totally bomb at karaoke, I mean, just tune in, brother. It's quite a shit fest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to keep the dogs from barking, but yeah, tune in.
Yeah, I bombed last week.
Nah, you killed the Keith. You spit some bars there. I wouldn't undermine yourself, sir. You're too humble.
Usually what I do is I'll put my phone like inside of a freaking sauce pot or something like that, and it like boosts the acoustics so I can hear a lot better. You got that right.
He's such a lunatic, isn't he?
Yeah, which is woke for janitor, dishwasher. Yeah, that's yeah. Dude, he's gonna rape that sheep? What is that? Oh, it's a dog. Okay.
Great Pyrenees. They're livestock dogs. There's 4 of them.
Okay.
So you're well protected.
I mean, I'd like to think they're killers, but you know, they'll chase up a coyote, but yeah. I'd say I'm well alerted.
I was gonna say you at least have an alarm system.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm very well alerted. Nothing sneaks up on me. But
perimeter is always the
keep
first
it real,
thing.
you're probably just gonna get licked and snuggled. They're very intimidating looking, though. Keep it real. When you just walk by, if you don't know them and you see them at the fence line, it's pretty. Yeah, these guys were kind of the neighbors' dogs till I got to know. Now they've snuck out and they've all played together, and I don't worry about it. But at first, I was like, "Damn, is Ringo gonna get killed if he goes over there?" They were nuts.
One of my neighbors has a 3-legged dog because they're illegal now, but back in the day here in Oregon, it used to be legal to have cougar traps. It's basically like a small bear trap. And his dog got out and freaking got his leg caught, one of his front legs caught in a freaking cougar trap. And they had to just amputate it. Sucks.
That does suck, but 3-legged dogs get along pretty good, man. Ringo was actually playing with one in the park yesterday, a little 2-year-old pit. Yeah, it's great. They were getting along great, and then Ringo licked its little stump. That changed everything. Did not like its stump being licked. Fucking dog snapped at it, went right over to his parents, laid down, and would not play with Ringo anymore. It was so funny. And they were mixing it up. And I watched it happen. All he did was sniff his little stump and then lick it. And the dog snapped at him and then was like, "Fuck you," and walked away.
It's that dog ghost limb syndrome.
That's what him and his parents and I were talking about. Exactly. We're like, I wonder how that felt. And, you can't blame them.
Benton, to answer your question, I'm in the Central Oregon area.
Where, like Bend?
Bend is in the Central Oregon area. That's correct.
Yeah, I was asking if that's where you are. I mean, I guess if you don't want to say, that's cool. I just I like that area, Bend and Eugene.
This is okay. I don't do the coast because there's too many like nasty hippies and drug addicts and shit over there.
Yeah, totally.
But this area that I'm in is like, it used to be rated number 3 in the country for like off-roading and motocross. And
wait, where are you? Because that's like right up my alley, and I'm not, unless like where are you talking about, if you don't mind? Because I'm going to Oregon, hopefully.
Central Oregon is
where's
like,
the off-roading? Where's the mecca of off-roading in Central Oregon?
well, they have a bunch of like land that's it's public property, but it's set aside. It's called Bureau of Land Management, which happens to be BLM.
Sure. Yeah. They got that in Arizona, around the west. Yeah, I'm familiar. I guess I just didn't know. I never found it there.
I mean, I see people on ATVs and dirt bikes around here all the time. I'm sure there's tracks around here. I'm just not into it. But this whole area is considered to be like high desert. So you've got like shrub brush, and then there'll be like pine trees. It's like a forested desert kind of. But the pines are real sparse. And yeah, man, I mean, there's some towns around here that have lakes. The deer just come right up in town. Like, if you were going to survive, if you wanted to be a prepper, given the amount of resources that are in this area and Eastern Oregon versus the amount of population that's here, this is the ideal area to, Boise's like 300 miles that way, I mean, but even that's kind of like, it's not that big. No, it's a pretty sparse area. Work juice.
Well, I love that area, and you're right about the drug addicts and the lives, but I do love it.
Yeah, I don't
Where I
do
was just
coastal
at a few months ago.
Even though a lot of Portland is like overflowing to this area. But yeah, between about Bend and the Idaho border, man, there's maybe 400,000 people. It's not a lot of people spread out over a huge area. What was that there was recently that shit that went down over here in Burns or whatever, Oregon? There's like a big Fed standoff or police standoff or some dumb shit.
Wait, you mean like recently?
I mean, within the last 5 years or so. I can't remember. What the hell was that called?
Talking about the Bundy standoff?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's between me and Boise, like along a route.
Cool. I love that area. I went up through, I mean, I've done it a few times. Well, not a few, but a couple. Go through the Tetons and then drive out or in on that side of Wyoming and Idaho. And yeah, I mean, even Idaho Falls, like all the way into Oregon. Yeah, as far as four-wheeling, I was at the sand dunes. That's a cool area, but yeah, man, it's so hard. I guess I don't know if I'll ever settle down. Every time I think about where I want to settle down, I start thinking about other places. It's like, man, you can find a nice place almost anywhere in the country if you don't have a kids and family. If you could be a nomad.
Yeah, well, this car that I'm in right now is also very easily my house, and I could freaking travel if I wanted to. I'm trying to my mom's getting older and shit, so I'm trying to spend some time with her or whatnot. But yeah, eventually that's gonna be my plan, is to travel the states. Anyway, I got to get into work. So if you guys are on later on whatever channel or whatever, I'll come check it out and see what you guys are doing.
Cool, man.
Right
Thanks
on,
for
man.
being here. Have a good day.
Yep.
Keep your shoes dry. Okay,
Wow.
guy.
It's been quite a day today, man. Had no idea all of this was going to unfold.
Bring Tommy back up. Let's fucking get this shit going. He's been banished
He
long
left.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll come back. He's listening. He's been poking in and out of the chat. I don't look much, but I've seen some of his shit.
Well, real quick, since
I
John
didn't get
Wayne
my
mentioned,
crypto update. He danced around it.
well, real quick, since John Wayne mentioned Cornelius Van Gogh in the live chat, I actually sort of know Cornelius, John, although I doubt she would remember me. I've interacted with her at least a few times. In fact, one time she left her the charger to her laptop at the internet cafe, so I returned it to her at the library. And she was a little surprised that I would do such a thing. Although she does seem to be a little prejudiced against the fellas, you know, a person that meets my characteristics. But overall, she seems like a decent person from what I can tell. I don't even know, Stephen David, what did happen today.
Not familiar, but I definitely take your word for it.
It's been a blur. Well, she's a Slab City. She's a slabber or a former slabber. And,
okay.
Yeah, she's
Is that the
probably
librarian you were talking about?
No, I don't think so. But she's probably a.
That's different.
She's probably got the biggest slab channel, most likely. Who's an actual slabber? I would imagine. But yeah, she ran the library for several years, so I might have mentioned her in the past. Although I think she's a he now. But
oh, it is that one, the kind of ambiguous, man woman person.
I think she's doing he him and they them now, I believe. But I do my best.
Okay.
Yeah, slabber.
I
Yeah,
think she's doing he him. I love that. Somebody cut that out.
Yeah, the Slabs, Trisha Bennett, Slab City, California. I've spent a decent amount of time out there in the past. Yeah, I'm not a slabber though. One apparently has to do 2 summers in Slab City to be considered a slabber, and I've have no interest in being out there in the summer. I can assure you. And it's an actual library, by the way. It's a legit library. It's not just like a joke, like you might think. And in fact, the last time I was in the Slabs, this guy, Spaceman from New Orleans, he was out there in a bus, and he actually built a full functioning bar, which it still operates to this day. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty nasty out there. No sanitation. That's the thing. That's the thing with the Slabs. No, no running water, no sanitation. Yes, and it does abut a naval gun range, as Chuck in Tennessee's pointed out. There is a bombing range next door. Indeed. Is Drew coming back? Did we ever know? Did he ever say?
Sorry, I was muted. He stepped away, said he's listening, and I believe he said he is coming back, but didn't get a timeline.
Ain't no telling. Tommy, I don't think you know it. Tommy's funny. You ever been there, Kat? Based on your picture, you may have been there. It looks like. Hey, War by Deception. Good to see you, brother. Well, actually, Drew, you can drop off if you want to, or it's up to you, man. I'm probably going to keep broadcasting up until Paul goes live later. It's one of the rare times I think Tommy's out of the loop here, based on his comments. He's missed some of the backstories. And I saw Toilet Bowl was up here briefly. I missed him, unfortunately. I was eating a meal. I was finishing up. Tommy, that's great.
I feel like I'm lost right now, and I'm up here.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that
Well,
big
Drew,
fat stiffy joint I just put down.
there you go. Happy late 420.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost psychedelic right now.
Mm-hmm.
That joint looks serious, dude.
If you think I'm lost, Tommy, I'm right where I need to be.
Indeed, sir. Indeed.
I'd be pretty lost if I smoked that doobie, my friend.
I did only a little over half for the record, but I am lost, I think, right now. But then again, with my tolerance, honestly, I just feel good. I got a great body high, but as long as I don't get caught in any spiraling off, I should be good.
Chuck says, Pino, the technical guru, not. Yeah, I definitely never claimed to be a technical guru, Chuck. I wouldn't say I'm the complete opposite, but I'm somewhere right in the middle, I'd say.
Who's up here? Wizard's up here right now? He hasn't been talking in a while. Where's Wizard?
He's probably off doing some project.
disconnected.
Typing around on his computer, most likely.
I'm working on my engine. Just got it in today.
Oh, right on.
What are you putting? What do you got? I don't know what kind of engine, what kind of thing you putting it in?
It's just a little 2-stroke engine for a bike.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
You did
88
mention.
cc and
Yep.
yeah, they stole my last one, so I got to make another one. This time I ordered a custom frame with a gas tank built in and everything, and disc brakes and that. And so it's going to be a little bit better. The rims alone cost $100 a piece.
Nice upgrade, for sure.
Yeah.
Time of year too, man.
Yep, I'm not working on it real heavy today because it's fucking Iowa, April 21st, and we got sleet and snow.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I guess it depends. It's that kind of time, depending on where you are. Some of the country's already planting, and some of them are still almost there.
Well, yeah, they're already planting here in Iowa, but it's very rare. I think it was the last time I ever saw snow in Iowa in April was 1976.
Oh, okay.
It's very rare that we get snow in April. We had 80s last week, and then Monday we had snow, and then we got snow again today. But of course, it's not sticking around because it warms up enough the next day or so, and boom, we're off the snow again. But it just makes for a shitty day, and I can't do anything outside. Well, I could, but
hey, did I miss it? Did you hook up when he was down there? Did you and him actually physically meet?
He didn't make it happen. I didn't know what he was even in the area until like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. By that time, he was to come here, and like I said, I'm just now getting my engine. So, but it's a 7-mile trip, and I wasn't going to pay Uber to take me out there. But I had my on, and I'd have gone out there.
Yeah. Oh, next time we'll get.
Yep. And he said he's in the area, here and there now and then. So it'll be one of those things. We'll definitely hook up, and that's one of the purposes of getting on these social networks. Is not just to be social in the metaverse, but to actually get to know people outside in the physical realm, and bring that purposeful presence together and make it real. Trying to bring this righteousness forth and spread the word works fine on the metaverse, but to actually put it into physical use and physical presence is a different thing, and many people don't do that.
Yep.
It's the importance. I agree. You and I had a bad start, and that's the way it goes. But in the end, the only way we're going to be able to get anywhere individually is by coming together in multiple groups. It's that gathering. Everybody has this misconception of the language, and they use so many words as nouns when in fact the origins are verbs. And so when you use the language in a verbal connotation, you affect that manifestation that people are talking about. My realm is that I don't manifest the things, I manifest the path. And the things that are along the path, it's just like a video game. You can't access the things over in this part of the cavern if you're over in this part of the cavern. So it's dependent upon your path through this life, just like a video game, on what you collect in along the way.
Yeah, I mean, I really think there's been a nice well, I guess what am I trying to say? It's a small community. I think on some level we're realizing that there's not a lot of people out in even the real world that see what most of us see. And so regardless of our personality quirks, this is probably the best you're going to get unless you just want to go hang out with a bunch of NPC normies and get the shot or get, harassed for not.
If you truly want freedom of individuals, you would approve of both. Just like I tell the fucking Christians in their baby assassination beef. It's like Jesus was not trying to a la jihad your compliance. You should have legal abortion. You should not do it. You should have the jab option. I'm not telling you which to take. Now let me see that bicep pic of your dad fat fucking arm again.
I see you waited for me to disarm myself before you came back up.
You never were armed. You are pathetic, Kim, and I will never say you know what the fuck you're talking about. I believe the you're lost after the doobie thing. I believe that.
Wait, how do I turn this around? I'll give you a live shot. Here, hang on, ladies. Kim's
I do
fired
not
up.
want to see your stupid fucking face. I'm not even sticking around.
One in the chat for a bicep pic. Let me pump it up a little bit.
You don't call. Hey, if you want to call for chat vote,
to give Tommy this fucking top rope fucking off flying up. What do you want to see?
What are you talking about? The last I heard, you're coming to Denver to show me down because you've been tracking my fucking walking tendencies. So where are you at? Because we won't hear from you again if you pull that shit, just like Snafu. It's bad enough you motherfuckers will track my YouTube online time just to try and prove that I'm still doing a drug I'll tell you I used to do.
How's that?
Yeah, you ain't shit. I'm not impressed.
I mean, bro, that's 49 years old. I ain't even worked out in 10 years.
Whatever.
You can't give me a little credit?
No, I cannot give you personally any credit because of the shit that comes out of your mouth.
All right, let's see yours.
See, Benton is a good example of like he'll fucking
I see Ben flex them snakes, buddy.
Right, and that's how he's failing. That's what I'm here to talk to Benton about, is his epic fucking failure he
flex
leans
your
into.
Snakes or get off the panel.
Oh, I'm gonna get off the panel, snakes or no snakes. And y'all know these Chris Strokes
don't let me run you off,
proportions
Tommy. I don't want to scare you off.
non-YouTube snake.
I know you probably wipe the drool off the sides of your mouth and let's get you on cam. Don't leave. I really don't want to run you off.
You really think you're succeeding right now, don't you? Like, I know I say this to Peniel a lot, but I'm gonna hit you with it. When you picture yourself in these YouTube streets, Kim, how do you see yourself?
Define YouTube streets? You mean literally like panels?
This redundant community of like 6 or 7 channels that know each other that don't know how many channels I rotate between. Because dare I connect them lest I hear this bullshit everywhere I turn? Like, it's bad enough I can't go on a panel that Wiz and Peniel aren't taking up real estate on, much less hear like a meth greeting everywhere I go.
I personally see myself as irrelevant unless I'm actually on a panel.
I mean, that's correct. And even I'm irrelevant, but I know when to play
I'm
into.
on the panel. Okay, maybe a couple people, but yeah. So one hate, one love, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think you were doing better whenever you weren't paneling as much, but here you are.
Yeah, here I am.
So Benton, like,
I miss you, Tommy. I feel like I don't feel like you're bringing your A game with me right now. I'll be honest.
I would never waste a game with you. You are not worthy of a game. Like, it's like if I'm
That is a
Michael
good-
Jordan, I'm not going to go to the local high school to do
I'm
my
gonna
A
admit,
game.
you
You
that was a
fucking
good
nobody.
tactic. You reversed that shit right on me. I'm gonna give you that. That was perfect.
There is no reversal. There's no game. I stand on truth, and I see a lot of fucking posers.
Am I a poser?
Depends on the context. I don't think you're a poser with the LED information. I don't think you're a poser of running a business. But I think
wasn't gonna
you're
throw you out there, Jessica,
delusioned
but
into
yeah,
thinking
I
that's
know.
a subject matter to just
Like what?
panel and stay on. Like when we talk about the me ego aspect of all this, yeah, dude, show me the panel that's looking for a head that can contribute to the LED industry, small business opinion. We're all drastically waiting on the edges of our seats for that.
Oh, I don't even talk about that. It's so funny you bring it up. I literally can't remember any time except the one time I think I brought it up on Benton's panel with you.
Oh, do you mean every time you trail me around? Or are you talking about how I never
Maybe.
show up talking
guess
about
you're right.
crypto?
That's-
No,
talk
hold
shit on it
on,
all the
Cam.
time.
We're
I did
showing your
follow you.
irrelevance. Are you talking about how I never show up talking about crypto unless it's in a tyrannical New World Order sense, and yet I am the cat coin guy? And you'll notice that the cat coin people have dropped that now that their daddy puts out a crypto wallet because hypocrisy.
Sorry, wait, I'm high as fuck. Did you think that I'm a poser?
Now this is good because now I can show Peniel, you're following me. So now you can drop the like misunderstood, unintelligible shit because that is also a defense. That is also the defense of plebs that know they're getting served and they're like, I'll play the Tom's confusing card.
No, Tom, you're not confusing.
Well, tell that to Peniel. Tell that to Mr. Tom's unintelligible run-on sentences. No, Peniel lacks reading comprehension. Peniel lacks technical comprehension. I dig pictures like this. What are we looking at?
So by your explanation, I would need reading comprehension to comprehend your speaking.
No, you originally started playing that card over, what was it? Tom writes books in the chat or in the comments. And you're goddamn right I do. I write books that are fucking Easter eggs for anybody pathetic enough to watch this as past recordings. And when I say this, I mean that 6 or 7 channel community. But I like pictures like this of like authentic pre-internet physical analog photos that also can prove we're on a globe.
You mean like this? You mean like this old picture of me that I just changed to my audio avatar?
No, I'm never giving you any kind of props except for maybe LED awareness and small business running.
Benton, show people what I used to look like.
No,
Wait,
this is Benton's channel. I'm not even.
You guys are brothers?
Benton's channel, much less turn it into you. But yeah, Benton, this takes me back to my days where I didn't know it would develop into me being a successful DJ, but I used to just play with cassette recording. Like me and my friends, we used to fuck with cassette recording.
Yeah, that's
with the
a hog right there.
Like the Peniel style of most basic equipment.
That's me on the right.
Hog.
Yeah, you guys look like all the people that used to make sure they got seen saying hi to me and my lift buddy when we were at the gym. Like we used to struggle. We used to struggle to keep our legit workout down to 2 hours because once we appeased all the what's up bros, it would easily go into 3 hours. Is that a trans man on the left?
Well, his wife took the picture, so.
To read EBT's comment, that doesn't look like an undercover Fed wiretap team at all.
Doesn't
Check
look
out the
like a
width
team
of-
that was drinking any quality pre-workout either.
Check out the width of the neck there, though, if you may.
Yeah, neck
done,
width
Ryan.
does not require big lifts. It requires like Pizza Hut and a couch.
Well, let's not forget that only one of us has a direct ancestor that was an All-Pro in the NFL, and it's not you, Tommy.
Well, you know who does have ancestors that are all pro in the NFL? Slaves.
Me.
That were bred
Me.
for labor.
Oh, even better. My ancestor's white, Tommy.
Yeah, that's how we debunk reparations. Because if you trace ancestry for reparations, you're going to have a lot of jackpot hitting white people. And that's kind of what I would approve of the situation. Even though reparations are shot, because I heard looting is reparations. So tough shit on that one. I'll never back that idea again. You already had your looting. And I can confidently say this because I feel I've made an impact on convincing Joe Cool that his idea of racism is indeed myth and bullshit. No music. Guy on the left was trans then.
Fucking Tommy. What did they do to you, Tommy? What the fuck happened to you? Do you need a hug, bro?
What the fuck happened to me? I was raised properly by two solid, hardworking, hetero individuals, and I fucking destroy you people on that foundation day after day. And all you do is deflect by acting like I'm the guy with the problem. To quote my boy Derek, I don't have a problem. I cleared hundreds of thousands of dollars over lockdowns. So now you're going to give me a black eye to knock me out of your treehouse? Mr. 50-something flexing on us?
You going to throw down on the Truther convention?
Let me tell you something, Kim. When I was using meth living in an RV on the streets of Denver, it was cleaner and tighter and more technologically capable than that piece of shit you're fronting right now.
Hey, wait, what are you talking about? You want me to throw... You talking shit on my fucking trailer?
I'm just saying that POV tour you took us on had all the makings of the trailers I see in Denver that have their own trash pile mounting around them of shit they're accumulating as RV livers that are getting moved from block to block. Oh, you stopped here? Well, we also meant this is where you can't park as well. Meanwhile, my RV would get knocked on by cops only if you called the cops about me, and they would ask, hey, are you okay in here? Are you warm enough? We don't hear a generator. And I'd say, yeah, I've got all the power anyone would need with no noise or gas needed. And also, fuck off police, charge me, or kick rocks. Because, see, I've always been living the shit that Paul is trying to charge you for, and that's why he's fake. Because you cannot charge or teach. You only do. And I dare this Charles Manson motherfucker to step up.
Paul doesn't charge anything, dumbass.
Oh, no, he just begs. You're right. He doesn't require it. He just begs.
Yeah, and you project that he's charging people. Fuck
no,
off.
I'm corrected. I am corrected, you old coot. He only begs. Because how can a motherfucker say that a check that a man gets from military disability is not as bad as begging YouTube for money?
He mentions it once in a while.
No, dickhead. I'm talking about shit he says when you're not even having the time to be around. So don't even try and back him. This is between me and him, you stupid fucking geezer.
You're fucking lying. That's why people.
No, you're the liar. I got Toilet Bowl Earth acknowledging that you're the most Bible thumping liar we've ever seen. And Toilet Bowl Earth claims that I lack communication with my God. So what do you want to go with, Wizard? You've never won. I'll destroy you every goddamn day like I do Kim. You just don't acknowledge it. You don't have the awareness or the discernment to know that you are a joke.
It's a right or wrong, and you're wrong, and you just admitted it. So fuck off again.
Yeah, let's stand before your alleged God and see who works it out.
It wasn't before my alleged God. It was before this panel. You lied. And admitted it.
Everything we say is before our alleged God. That's the joke. And you're the one that's backing the guy that says if he was standing before both God and Satan, they'd both say, yeah, I'd rather be you than Illumitami. Fucking roll with it. See if I don't stand against all of you. Fucking pick your side and roll with it. Because that's everyone's power and response ability. And I laugh at the confidence you people exude thinking you're doing that. Let's get it the fuck on.
You done?
When I'm done, I'll fucking leave. No, I just came for, I want to say the only thing I came up here to say. Hey, Ben.
Don't leave. Be quiet. Wait, hon. One in the chat if Tommy is destroying Kim.
No, see, see, this is how oblivious you are.
Destroying Kim. Two, Tommy's delusional.
Kim, do you think I am affected by any pleb chat
I don't know what's going
or pleb vote or channel that does not have response or honor ability?
I'm so confused.
Do
I don't
you
even know where I'm
think
getting
Benton
destroyed
is
and I need
displaying honor, ableness? You are all plebs that are seeing. One thing I'll always tell Paul he's right about is all 7 of these channels are plebs trying to ride Paul's coattails. And the joke is, when I finally convince Paul how short those coattails are, you all look just as stupid. You fucking non-YouTubing motherfuckers.
I'm from the CBO universe, partner.
Yeah, which is equally a non-thing, Benton. So why are you from the CBO universe when that's...
I've been doing this longer than
Tommy.
I was like, Monica? What are you talking about, Monica?
What did we do to Tommy?
I've been doing this longer than Paul, and yet somehow I'm riding his coattails. You're a fucking dumbass.
Who is this Paul guy you guys keep talking about?
I'll wear that, John. John says I was kind of a dick to Joe Cool yesterday. Thank you. There's some accountability. Yeah, that's true. I was. Anyway, enough of the travels down memory lane.
I mean, I was watching.
Tommy left?
I was watching Paul.
I kicked him.
I was watching Paul at the same time. I was watching Paul and Zach Hubbard for a long time, individually on their own, and then that whole thing happened, and that at the end of last year or whatever, and they kind of butted heads. And then Tommy admitted he came out of he saw Paul on, and he found Paul and Paul and Zach from Brian at High Impact Flick showing that video, covering that video. So he didn't even have any context or involvement in that. I don't know where Tommy came from, but apparently a channel with hundreds of thousands of subs. So I don't know how long he's been quote unquote seeking the truth and whatnot, but he seems rather new. I don't know, Tommy. What's your deal, man? You all right? We love you.
Yeah, he's not been around very long, as far as I know, and I don't give a shit when it comes to comments like other people riding coattails. See, that's the premise that a lot of people have, that when you come to these platforms, you're only coming to the platform to ride somebody else's coattail. So that's what this whole community is about, is coming together so we can ride with each other. Just like Paul poses his platform as a stepping stone so you can rise above what you're doing today. That's the only message he wants to put out, is to do better. And yet everybody takes him as though he's a badass or something, trying to tear him apart. No, you're already torn apart. Your life tells us this. Your life and the way you live it in enslavement, when you already know the answers. And many people have been telling us these answers and we've refused to listen to them. It wasn't until my mom and dad got right in my face and said, Keith, the police are your authority, that I realized how deep it was. I said, oh my God, it is. Everybody in my life is indoctrinated. Everybody. So it was a blessing to me when my family disowned me and forced me to learn about other people. That's the only reason I'm here today. Because I see everybody else I've met in the last years on this Facebook and these other platforms, they're just as indoctrinated through their language. And that's where it starts, the language. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. Everybody forgot the word of God and started babbling. Finance, F-I, means a defect in moral character. Nance, that's a term, Nancy boy, effeminate man. So when you're involved in finances, you have a moral defect saying that you're a fucking pussy. I yield.
Well, and by the way, I've been on the internet more or less every day since 1994. So as from my perspective, as far as I'm concerned, in some way, all of you are here on my internet. Now, you're welcome, by the way, you're welcome to it. But none of this shit was here when I was here. It was all text. And I think Wizard probably had a similar story. But so you can talk about what I'm doing on these platforms all you want. I know what the internet actually is. I'll go make a website. By the way, Wizard has a website. I was making websites in the 90s. I don't need YouTube, but it is convenient. But I've been here for a long time, and I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. This metaverse is just that. It's meta, dead speak. Look it up. META stands for dead speak. That's why they call it metaverse. Okay. It's all, and it correlates directly with comment. Look up the etymology.
Yeah, I've heard you mention that several times. Yeah, I did actually. Even if you just Google it, it's right there on the Google definition. It says
Wait, what is
contrivance. It says contrivance, and that's not even going to like the actual, old school.
Wait, for what definition? Looking up comment.
The word comment. Just
Google. Really?
Google comment definition.
Think about it. Think about it. Com means with, and then ment means mentality. So it's only your intangible thoughts. That's fiction. So your comment itself is fiction. Even though it might speak on what is real, the comment itself is fiction because it's intangible. It only came from you. That's what I keep telling people. My truth is not your truth. Your truth is not my truth. Everybody has their own. And Paul's the only one I've ever run across that agrees with that. Everybody else is saying this is true and that's true, and you know it. And no, I don't.
So I'm probably too stoned to have this conversation, but
no, you're not. You better start smoking
like
some sativa.
You don't think things can be true objectively? Like there is no such. I mean,
according to my observation, what is true to me is true. But when
that's subjectively.
No,
I'm saying objectively, like it's whether you exist or not, it's still true. That's more what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. Now I see the sense in that. If I no longer, quote, live, then there is no truth in me. While I'm living, the truth is in me and my and that truth is different than everybody else's. The objective truth you're talking about is the tree out there in that yard. Everybody.
Yeah, that's more what I'm talking about. Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody can come see that tree. But I can tell them that tree is there, but it's not true. They have to come see it before it becomes true.
Yeah, okay. I follow what you're saying. Okay. Interesting. It's just really getting things down to a very, when you think about existence, it's how existence was originally. People they just existed in where they existed, and truth was, I mean, we're devolving. So I guess that's, I've said that before, but that's on the same level. I think we were closer to truth and everyone knew it. And now the further away we've forgot what you just said, that real truth isn't something you heard. It's something you experienced, or, really something you experienced, even if it's from God. That's you could still get it. But yeah. Right? Am I following you?
Absolutely. Your experiences.
And I want to, real quick, sorry, Wizard, I want to address this and hold that thought, please. He says, no reason to fear Tommy unless you cross the lines we all must defend or try to build a career on hypocrisy. Here's the thing about cross the lines we all must defend. As far as I'm concerned, this is a wholly individual experience spiritually. What you think about what I do or don't do means nothing, sir. But please continue.
And the term defend, he doesn't even know what he's using. If you want to fend for yourself, yeah. That's the true use of fending for oneself. But to say to defend means you're not fending at all, dumbass. So back to the reality thing, your life is already written on your heart. Every one of us has certain talents. And this is why I keep telling people we are not created equally. We are not yoked equally.
Right. Yeah.
We are not doing anything equal until we bring ourselves into equality. And that's a problem. Everybody thinks everybody has to be equal. No. You have to provide an overwhelming of your cup.
Tommy lashing out.
Is he? Did he freaking out right now?
Yeah, now he's calling me a hypocrite and a liar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's mad because I called him out on his lack of moral fiber. I noted that.
He's the one pushing all the Bitcoin, right? He's the one trying to tell everybody you got to get into Bitcoin. That's finances. That tells you he's a fucking defective moral pussy.
Well, I meant based on the drug use, that everybody I've ever known that's abused that drug, they always suffer a moral decline.
Well, hey, I went into meth use for 3 years, and that was heavy. I was spending every dime I made, $120,000, $150,000 a year, and it was gone. I was there. But coming out of it, the problem with Illumitami isn't the drugs. It isn't the meth. It isn't the coke. It isn't anything but him. Like I said, his thoughts, which he puts forth as comments, are always going to be fiction. And many people don't realize that. Yet he wants to push it on everybody else as if though it's true. And you cannot do that. That's the problem with communication. Everybody thinks that somebody else says something and they believe it, and therefore it's true for them. And this is what I keep telling everybody. Don't believe me. Don't believe my neighbor. Don't believe your neighbor. Don't believe the government. And sure as hell, don't believe your mother. Learn how to do learn how to do your research so you know. Go ahead.
That's a real good point, man. Because I really I assume people were as looking for the truth as much as I was, and trying, even though we can believe false shit, but at least we had a genuine search for it. And just what you said, not everyone tells it. It was that was actually a hard thing for me to get over, to realize that actually most people do have no desire to self-improve, have no desire to live in truth, because that may take a little more energy. It's actually quite overwhelming when that dawned on me, and I realized that was the world we lived in. I was very naive when I was younger.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was totally naive, but I was certainly naive to the emotional side of things, where I believed my family because I loved them. And that was a big awakening for me. And that's why I try so hard to get out of those emotions today. That's the biggest problem I've had all my life. Since I was 5 years old, I was put up in foster homes, and I haven't trusted or had any emotional connection with anybody since then. And that's why I stick steadfast.
I mean, as men,
tell me the truth or not.
And I ask this genuinely, as men, are we supposed to really have genuine emotional connections with anything other than our children?
Yes. Yes,
we are.
Well, that's how we observe nature, and this is how we started the origins of having family pets. Wolves coming by and
okay, I mean, I'll give you that. Okay, you're right. I have that with my dogs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not saying I'm the man, but I was I don't know if I really crave that in this society. People are so whacked. I've kind of learned to do without it. But as soon as you say that, it's oh no, of course. That's how I feed that, scratch that itch.
Yeah, and we generally as people use the right side of our brain, like all creatures do. But the thing about the difference between man's brain and creature's brain is we have a right side that takes in the observances, which is your physical aspects, and then you have the left side of the brain that has the emotional connection through thought. and that's where the comments come from our observances of the left, of the right side, and then it communicates itself by trying to orient the information that we're receiving to make sure that it's true. Many people don't use that side. They don't use the reason and logic. They just operate on what they believe is true through their observances and nothing else. They don't take time to think about it. And this is what I talk about when I went out to the mountains and I actually sat down and really started observing Mother Nature. You could see the squirrels, the little chipmunks and rabbits and things like that that were feeding on mushrooms, certain mushrooms, and then they would walk away wobbly, you know. So we have to be very attentive to our observations, both in nature and in this metaverse, when we're making these supposed comments. And people take them so wrong because they don't use that right or the left side of the brain to think about it logically, to see how it's plainly written. People will take plain statements and say, well, it doesn't mean that. And how do we prove this? We have government officials that will sit there and say, well, no, that doesn't mean that when you take a look at 12 USC 411 and say that you're not supposed to be using those Federal Reserve notes except as a Federal Reserve agent and advancing them to other Federal Reserve institutions. Okay. They don't understand that. That's plain writing. And yet everybody thinks that they're supposed to be using those Federal Reserve notes. Where do you get that? You show me in law where it says you're allowed to use those and I'll kiss your ass. Well,
so wait, I guess I haven't heard you touch on that. How do you say you should pay for stuff?
Negotiable instruments. Legal tender today is
meaning like personal check.
Well, as long as you negotiate the deposit on the back. See, a deposit is a foreign deposit. Nobody's recognizing that either. Every deposit you make into a bank is a foreign deposit. How is that? How is it that they talk about this banking and never mention foreign banking or domestic banking? Because there is only one banking. It's always foreign, always. Why is that? Because it's an international banking scheme through the IMF and the Postal Union. That's where the fucking monopoly is.
And I'm not, honestly, I'm pretty fucking naive on this. Even though I ran a business, like all I did was transfer money. So I'm just going off like, I transferred a lot of money international and stuff like that. And so I would definitely declare it as either a domestic transfer if it was in the US or an international when it was outside. And is that how does that matter? Or are you just saying that doesn't really matter as far as what you're saying?
On the international and national level, you're talking about transfers and you're using the correct word there. And that's why I agreed. But the other thing is that most people are involved in transactions, which are not transfers. And that's the administration. They're using you as a trustee and you ain't getting shit out of it. You really ain't. You're being charged for something that you're not supposed to be charged for.
Yeah.
If I found a horse out in the wild and I was able to tame it and ride it, why would I need to go buy a horse?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with raccoons, meat, anything like that, your vegetables, your fruits. Why do you need to buy anything if it's already provided naturally? Because some conglomerate oligarchy has taken over and said, no, you can't. You got to buy it. Sorry, that's the mark of the beast, and I don't have it. Can you see my forehead? You see my right hand? I don't think anybody's taken over the truth in me. And that's what that mark of the beast is all about. Taking over that right hand, mark on the right hand. What's the right hand of God? That's where you belong.
Damn. Did I make Tommy spiral so bad that he just fucking disowned Benton?
Probably. That's okay. He never owned Benton, did he?
I think this has happened before, possibly. I'm not sure.
And I'm sure that it's not all me, but I do, for what it's worth, I'm going to take a little credit for this shit, Benton. I do sometimes feel like where I am, demons that can't be.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
not that he is a demon, but, some demonic spirits that may
he's welcome.
Get him riled up.
He wants to come back, but if he's lashing out and I don't want to hear it, I'm going to kick him out. That's just how that works. That goes for anybody.
Well,
and by the way, if I'm ever lashing out and somebody wants to kick me out, that's fine. It's a two-way street, right?
Agreed. You kicked me before. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. It's a broadcast, sir. You're not contributing to the broadcast the way the host wants. You're not part of the broadcast.
That's right.
Shit, I've been here too long. I'm just like, fuck, me and Wizard are having a good combo. It's a nice day. I've been super fucking productive this week. So I'm like, yeah, man, if Ben's going to let me chill, I'll chill. But like, make no mistake, up your game or kick rocks.
Yep. Indeed. Well, now he's telling me to have fun finding solo relevance.
That's what I said. I'm like, what are you talking about? Calling you names.
I couldn't be irrelevant if I tried, but that's all right.
He's literally a grinder searching tranny, and he's calling you names.
Do you ever feel like you can feel your soul, like your spirit being like siphoned through the metaverse as you're actively engaging in these panels? Like you can feel like other people, like
not with the power of Jesus, but yeah, honestly,
like other beings remote viewing your energy in a way. I don't know how to even articulate it, but like you're fucking being siphoned through the Skynet.
Well, I absolutely think the drama panels were, there was something to that. That was a negative. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't negative because it got us where we are, but yeah. Sometimes it is absolutely a vampiric experience where you just leave fucking drained and you're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you're just watching it, really, not even necessarily on a panel or interacting in the chat, just consuming all that.
Especially like last month, or previous month when it was like high drama. Absolutely, there were times where it was almost like you'd tune in, and if there wasn't drama, it's like, fuck this. Like you wanted it, and then you couldn't leave. At least me, and it seemed like we're all like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very true, man. Very
now,
true.
I'll be honest, it's really very opposite. If I tune in and it's an argument, I'm out of the loop, so I really don't know what they're arguing about usually. And two, I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit, man.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. I got burned out.
Just on a personal
level. I got burned
level.
out on it after a while, but then it does bring in the viewers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was literally just about to say that because I was thinking of Fish Tank, and I'm like, at the same time, people want the drama, so this is a personal preference because the drama is definitely, yeah. I just think, it's got to be creative, right? Creative drama. Let's not loop and loop and loop. Let's like, I don't know. Like, dude, I'm not a proponent of Joe Rogan, but he still seems to be.
Yeah, I used to have hair, Keith.
What's that?
Yeah, he was.
I said, shit, Benton had some hair in the day.
Pictures.
Yeah, I used to have long hair.
Shit, so did I, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what's funny is with my illnesses and stuff, at a certain point it just stopped growing. Like it just would never get any. It got to a certain point and just stopped growing.
Well, that's what I was afraid of with this cancer thing. I was afraid of having to go through chemo and all that and losing my hair. And I thought, nah, wait a minute. That's fucking loser shit. Let's talk about this. So I sat there and talked to myself about it. I said, yeah, I've already done the research and I know. So yeah, I'm not going to placate this chemo and radiation. So I went to him about the scans so I could keep track through myself. And like I said, I've been saying for a couple months now, I'm in remission. I just had a PET scan yesterday and the results I should have Monday. So I'll let everybody know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to confirming
no radiation, no chemo.
Yeah, I'm sure, as you know you're cancer free, right?
Well, not cancer free. I'm in
remission. My
right.
bad. Remission.
Right now, I'm at the point where I first discovered it, and my shoulder was getting sore because I was painting, and I thought it was because I just picked up a job painting. I haven't worked in like 7 years, and a friend needed some help, so I went to work for him, and I was doing some painting, and I thought it was just from overusing my arm. Come to find out, a couple months later, they realized it's cancer through a scan, and I had to quit working. And the pain just increased and increased and increased as the cancer was growing. But at that point, I started changing my diet. And so within a few months of changing my diet, I was already in remission, and I haven't taken any pain medications in almost 5 weeks now. So I do know, and their tests will just confirm it.
Yeah, man, that's great. I know when I first started watching you, you could definitely tell you weren't as feeling as good as you are now, or you were, more sick and all of that. So I've certainly been able to see the progress.
Well, and like Tommy says, I get this pale complexion, my cheeks sunk in and stuff. When you're only 135 pounds and you drop 20 pounds, that's almost a sixth of your body weight. So
Yeah,
I lost
absolutely.
a lot of weight according to my size, but I'm already gaining it back and everything. And as summer will show, the complexion will lighten up or darken up and everything, and you'll see a big change there too. But as I showed you in my pictures earlier, I used to weigh 185 pounds when I was younger. I was no fuck around, dick around with me. I'd kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
They called me the brick shit house in prison. Yeah, everybody else I worked out was like 6 foot 6.5, somewhere in there, and I was 5'7", 185 pounds. I was a small group, but they had a care for me, and that was awesome to see that. A little 120 pound 120 pound guy going into prison, and really didn't know a whole lot of people, but the right people took me under their wing, and that was awesome.
I got fat in my late 20s. I got up to like a 40-inch waist, man. I was like 215 pounds, but like, dude, no muscle. And then
that's big for you, bro. Dang.
Yeah, but I had no muscle, and then I dropped all the way down to 145, and then I hit the weights, and it took several years, but I got up to 195. So 215.
Well, think about picking up 8 bowling balls and walking around with them bowling balls all day.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing with all that extra weight.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Yeah, exactly. I can't say that, but I'm speaking for you, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I get that feeling, Kim. My dad physically thwarted an armed robbery in a convenience store when he was like, I don't know, 58, probably 55, maybe. So yeah, you can still do it for a while.
I'm at a point where I 100% believe I can do it. It is literally the amount of recovery time afterwards. Like my back will spasm, and it could be 1 to 6 months that I may be like, there's no recovery. Like, but just like having to do shit, run, sprint, like little shit. Really, my wind is my biggest disadvantage. But yeah, it's an injury. Like, everything would be an injury. Like, even not getting hit, just winning I would injure myself in the best case scenario, let alone actually, like if there were like something like a robbery and it's on and, you're going to be taking blows and giving them.
Damn, is that true, Ginger Ridge? 730
Damn, 734.
What are we looking at here?
Oh, that's number 2.
What? Shut
number
up.
2 in San Francisco.
He is not. Ginger, you're not.
Oh, I thought
there's no damn way.
I don't know. You never know on the internet. Is that real or not? Right?
It's true. He couldn't type on it. Where's the keyboard? Yeah, I knew it. There ain't no damn way. He just yeah.
That's funny though.
If he had said 450, I probably would have bought it. But like 7, come on, man. That's fucking get the forklift to get out of the house shit.
Dude, I'm convinced a sizable portion of the audience is hoarder shut-ins, though. Not that there's anything.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think there's some percentage of the audience that's that way.
I do. When you look at apartments, it's like, dude, man, and the streets don't have the amount of people for the amount of housing. Like, yeah, there's a lot of shut-ins.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I mean, one thing Benton and I have in common is
W. What's up, Pineal?
Oh shit, OTW. I was gonna say one thing you and me got in common. Like, we got the apothecary stash, the tinctures and supplements.
Oh yeah, yep. You got a collection over there, Pineal?
I love that all the women are piping up and they're like, "Hey, I'm not a loser and I'm thin."
Yeah, no kidding.
We love you, ladies. If you're in this chat, we love you.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah,
everyone
amen.
here. We're just talking shit.
I can't believe ladies even come to this, to be honest with you. So
I agree. And
Yeah.
good quality ones. Like,
welcome.
literally, they come up on the panel and chat, and like, you're like, wow, that's a nice
Hey.
person.
Welcome, Benton. Welcome, Benton. Thank you,
He's
Benton.
groupie.
It's like no, it's like it's professional. You know, like I'm like programmed to
You're
say
in
welcome,
mode.
everyone. It's like it's
Yeah.
professional. What do you call that? A professional. No, professional default.
Oh yeah, he's defaulting to broadcast mode.
Yes.
Oh,
He's going to be at the store doing that.
I wanted to say thank
defaulting to courtesy.
Thank you.
Defaulting to courtesy. That's good.
So, you know, the name of my channel is in the title, so I figured I'd come in and say hello. How you doing, everybody? What's up? Hope you guys enjoyed the whole week of the Grand Rising show, and I hope everyone's enjoying the after show here on Benton's channel. So thank you for promoting the channel by putting my name in the title, and have a great day. Peace, man. I was going to say peace, wizard, and peace, pineal. Peace to the gentleman just above me. And, well, I've already said you, Benton, so go ahead, sir.
Okay. Well, did you see that Drew World Order, you know, get chalked up? He linked up with this stream earlier. We had like 106 people total earlier. It was wild.
Wow. I was
gone.
Man.
Yeah. So thank you for reminding me. I actually completely forgot that this was the after show for your show. So many things have happened. So I'm glad you reminded me because I'm going to do some more promotion. And I really like what you're doing over there at OTW News 333 is the channel, right? I'm going to drop the link here shortly.
Thank you, sir.
Indeed. And we'll if you're trying to get out of here, we will see you next week. If not, you're certainly welcome to hang out. It's completely up to you, sir.
Yeah. I'm going to hang out with you guys. You know me. I love being with you dudes. So
hell yeah, man.
And I always love to hang out with people in chat, see what they have to say. The lovers, the haters, everybody, even the middlemen.
Yes. Yeah, you're.
Well, shout out to Trisha for throwing her stats out there. If she wants to come up and get a fit check from the masculine energy, feel free.
Yeah, I'm glad when Kim's around because he can take the pressure off of me, so I don't have to try to flirt with the ladies over the metaverse. I do okay in person, but trying to flirt with the ladies over the metaverse is not my forte, I must say.
Rule number 1: don't be Brian O'Shea creepy.
Oh, I could never be creepy. Thank God I'm not wired for creepiness. No, I'm a strange and weird person, not creepy. Go ahead, OTW.
Number 1 rule in broadcasting: no flirting with the fellow panelists. It's non-professional. People don't come on here to see people fucking trying to hit on other women. You know, I mean, anyway, it's one of OTW's number 1 rule: no hitting on even if they're beautiful. Always keep a level of respect where it's
I agree.
There's equity.
Talk
and
trash, hit on them after the show.
Yeah, if they want to come backstage after the show, then if you want to hang out there and let's talk about all kinds of stuff. But on live broadcast, like to keep things in a respectful manner. You know what I'm saying?
What if they hit on you first, sir?
Well, thank God we're not on your broadcast because anything goes around here. Ah, Jessica, I got caught.
That's true.
No, but you guys can flirt. Even on my channel, the guys go ahead and flirt with the girls when they come and everything. I mean,
wait,
not an issue.
Did you think I was talking shit?
OTW.
You know I love you, Jessica.
Oh, I see.
Haven't even met you. I already got love for you.
Uh-oh.
Continue. Sorry, I'm side arguing.
Is that John Vance?
No.
It sounded like John Vance.
No, there's no John Vance around here. I wouldn't know what to do if people like that started showing up.
Dude, what happened with Illumitani? I heard that there was an issue. Not that surprises me, but
no, it's an ebb and a flow with Tommy. It's a cycle. It's he's lashing out, and usually I just allow him to lash out, but I just wasn't in the mood for it today.
Well, I'm not in the mood for anybody that wants to sit there and lie consistently. You know, I think that's the biggest problem. People don't like Tommy because he lies, and then they're afraid to say anything. They just want to sit there and argue with him. I point out straight out where his lie is at, and he admits it. And then says, I'm the one that's lying. I'm the one that's following on coattails. Really?
Well, and by
I
the
think
way,
we all got a soft spot for Tommy on some level. He's so
Yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
lost.
Well, I wouldn't even say that, but I think he could do very well
It's like JG.
as a content creator. I think Tommy could do well as a content creator. I'm not sure why he's not pursuing that, to be honest.
I actually
I
think
agree.
he'd be good. He would be good at his own thing. You know?
I agree. But the problem again is that he wants to go other people's platforms to get those creative ideas, and at the same time, he's calling everybody a liar. That's not the way you do it.
Well, not just a liar, but he calls people hypocrites, fucking all kinds of names, man. There's like, I don't think there's a name that he hasn't used in the dictionary up until now for any content creator. And he's gone on to every single panel to cause mischief and chaos. So, I mean, the guy, you'll know them by their fruits.
Yeah. And that white gorilla we're talking about, just a coincidence. I re-upped today. It's coincidentally called the white gorilla.
Nice.
I'm starting to like that big guy, man. Not more than like him. I'm starting to love the dude, man. Seriously. I'm starting to love the guy.
Well, and I think that's part of what drives Tommy nuts is that, mostly we get along with Paul. Kim, not so much necessarily, but even that could probably change.
What do you mean? I was up on a panel with him.
He seems to think that you don't like him, though. He said something about you hate him or something.
Really?
That's what
Recently?
he said like yesterday, yeah.
What? He thought about me? I don't even go up there.
He said the Kim slave hates me or something like that.
Oh, he does like calling me the Kim slave.
Yeah.
Look, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. We just haven't had a chance to work it out, but
that's the point I'm
yeah.
making. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're
Exactly.
agreeing. We're agreeing.
Yeah.
And that's what
I thought it was a little more, but if you do talk to him, let him know, it's not, I don't hate him.
Right. And one of the things I get out of it is that when I first started watching Paul, I saw that he was so disingenuous that you couldn't take him for being real unless you talk to him in depth about something. So when he sits there and calls people slaves and stuff, he's being comical because he says that
Yes, and I don't take that offensive at all. I call myself the Kim slave when I get in there, so he knows who it is.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, I've been the biggest fool in my life. I've been the biggest slave in my life. So go ahead and call me a slave. I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when other people come across that, they get just so fucking butthurt because of that cognitive dissonance, and they know that if they subject themselves to that reality, it destroys everything they've done in their life. Everything. And that's what people don't want to do. That's that self-pride. They think their life has been built by the sweat of their own hands, which in a sense is true. But again, it's everything was given to us freely. We're supposed to give freely back. So everything that we have is supposed to be something that's needed. And if it's just something extra, something we want, we really don't need, why carry it as extra baggage? What do you got in your wallet? Financial cards?
Yeah.
Jessica still here?
Yeah, Wizard. Now that you mentioned that, that's what I did. I just between my broadcast and this broadcast, I went out and started cleaning the yard and getting rid of all the heavy, all kinds of metals and all kinds of scrap and everything, and started cleaning everything up and getting rid of everything I don't need, and continuing that endeavor over after that into the basement and cleaning the whole place out, throwing shit that's no more good, that's just laying there collecting dust. So yeah.
And notice that's hostess, right?
Yeah.
That's not the host cupcake. That's the hostess cupcake. The female.
Shout out to blonde female hostess cupcakes.
Yes. With cream fillings.
Oh, we need a soundboard, Benton soundboard. But
I'm ill prepared, sir.
She better hope she saw that.
You see, that's what happened. John, you know, he thinks that he's an ass, but the only issue is that he's never had friends that, like, we were, you know, I've hanged out with, you know, when I was a teenager, the cool kids were all assholes, you know. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, isn't that just really confidence when you think about it? A little bit. I mean, yeah, there's a cockiness to it, but isn't kind of being cool just mean you kind of know you probably have a talent or something and you're a little more confident than the other kids, so you just swagger?
yeah,
I mean, I
exactly.
wasn't a cool kid, but that looking back, it's like, yeah, they were assholes, but they were also like the head of the football team and this and that and had this talent and, you know, whatever.
Agreed. You're absolutely right there.
Well, I was one of the cool kids, but I'm from bumfuck Arkansas, so it doesn't really mean anything. I'm not.
But then were you an asshole?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's in my
And
family.
then, so what talent
My
did you
dad's
have?
an asshole. My fucking
What
his dad was.
what
an
made
asshole.
you feel confident as a kid like that?
Oh,
So
I was
young.
I was extremely. I had a lot of problems in that area. I wasn't even necessarily confident. I don't think, but
Interesting. But
yeah,
you
for
have the
whatever reason, man.
autism thing, so that autism is like asshole-ish
Yeah.
too.
I was oblivious to a lot of things.
Yeah, which
Just
would come off
totally
as
oblivious.
asshole-ish, but probably more oblivious is interpreted as asshole-ish, right? You weren't
I
like.
don't know, but I did good socially, and girls like me. So
Well, yeah. Do you see that hair?
well, I'm talking about when I was a kid, but yeah. Dude, I was like 30 in those pictures. Actually, older than that.
Well,
Yeah, I agree with you though.
35.
That did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. That is
that
old.
was his talent. That was his talent. You see, he got the girls, so that's why he was popular. So all the other guys hanged with him because he always had the girls with him, and the other girls would hang with him too because they would all want to be with the cool girls, right? That are hanging with the cool guy, and the cool guy is attracting the other guys, and it makes a nice big cool happy family of cool kids. And yeah, right,
Yeah, there you
Benton?
go. Yeah, but again, it was a bumfuck Arkansas version of that. But yeah. I mean, dude, we were ignorant. Like this was way pre-internet. You know, I'm 47. Like, dude, nobody knew anything. You know, like it was just a completely different world. So it was just normal to run around and socialize in the way that you described, right? Like I didn't think anything of it. We just did whatever we did, and it seemed to work out. So I get confused nowadays. It's like I feel bad for the young people because it seems like their lives have become so much more complicated than what I was dealing with, you know?
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. Yeah, it's like my brain goes off on it because I'm like, dude, I would fucking hate growing up in today's age.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, I could just keep on talking, but part of that is I'm interested to hear what the panel thinks about that.
I wouldn't hate it because if I was the same kid I was today, I'd fucking have a great time. I mean, it's easy now. Fuck, everything's easy now.
Yeah, but it makes you so weak. That's what I think. I mean, I feel like the only time I ever grew is when I struggled, and like it's smartphones, stupid people. Like I just miss the days of gangs of kids riding around on their bikes and just being hooligans and gathering around a TV and being social, like 70. I mean, dude, 80, early, like, I don't know, man. Brady's Bunch type shit. I'll be honest. You could transport me back 100 or 200 years, but like 100%, even now, I would take the Brady Bunch over, you know, like, or the thought of it, not it actually, but just, yeah, that time period. I love it.
Well, it's like you don't see a lot of skaters or BMX freestylers anymore. That's what I used to fucking do when I was a teenager. No, I'm BMX freestyler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, freestyler.
Yeah.
I do like all kinds of stunts that requires a lot of balance, you know. And have fun with that, man. It was like my favorite thing when I was a kid.
Do you still have a bike?
No, not anymore, man. But
Dude,
I wouldn't
real
mind
quick.
trying it out again. But
Yeah, just
man,
even to cruise around. And like I skateboarded as a kid. I've got a skateboard right here in the motel. I don't do tricks, but I jump on it and cruise around every once in a while.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think you'd love it, OTW, just to jump on the bike and just cruise around and maybe do some basic stuff. I bet you'd enjoy it.
most likely I would, because I did have pretty awesome bikes back then. I had like dyno and all kinds of really expensive BMXs that I worked really hard to sometimes build piece by piece. Actually, installs the gyros. I'd fucking make my own bikes. I'd get a frame somewhere, and then I'd get all the other really good parts, and I'd build up the BMX to my liking. So it was like custom bike.
Yeah, man, I
Bikes
remember
are
those.
cool.
Days.
Yeah, I just got my engine today.
Sweet.
How fast would that thing go once you get it? It cook over 30 for easily, right?
Oh yeah, it'll get me about 40, 45. My last one
That's what I
got
was
me
gonna
Dude, that's
say.
flying, bro.
Dude, I was thinking of buying one of them
That's flying.
bicycles.
Yeah,
would've-
and I had a custom frame built this time, and I had a gas tank built in. So when I ordered this one, I've got the gas tank that comes with it, and I can mount it on the back, so I have 2 tanks.
So you can do a hell of a distance with 2 tanks there.
Well, I'm hoping that one of these days I can start traveling. Hit the back roads and start meeting some people.
I was thinking to do that, but with my Mini Cooper, and just hitching a little teeny weeny trailer on there, where like a 1-person camper, mini trailer.
We know
on
they
the
are
back.
cream filled.
I told you.
Could you imagine that?
It's a woman. It's got to have some cream in her.
Imagine.
Hey, I'm not trying to flirt, but I am eating that blonde cupcake.
Are you Canadian, sir?
Kat
I'm
says
done.
Kat says I'm homeless myself doing the van life. You need to research it. And I guarantee you, sister, you are not homeless. You are in the right place. You are in his home. That is in tent. Tent. What Jesus lived in. He didn't live in a house. He lived in tents. That's the intensity. The intense city. Think about the language, folks. You can't be homeless. He gave you a home. A natural.
Sorry to interrupt. But I wanted to point out I did live in the streets for 6 straight years and most of a decade. And I'm talking about like sleeping on the sidewalks at times, occasionally staying in a Salvation Army or two, mostly pitching a tent, sleeping rough and camping out, but breaking camp every morning and then pitching my camp at night. So when I say homeless, I'm talking about the real deal, no vehicle, just with a backpack. I lived out of a backpack for 6 straight years. So I didn't have access to enough money to purchase those type of tinctures. So it's not for lack of knowledge, Miss Cat. I can assure you. I used what I had. I used what I could get my hands on at the time. But yeah, but I know what she's saying, and she's absolutely correct. The real stuff is much different than what I was messing with. But go ahead.
Best thing you can do when you don't have a tent and you don't have any money is you walk into one of them places like I don't know, Canadian Tire or Walmart. You walk into the section, you grab the 1-person tent, and you start running.
Well, when I was out in the mountains out east for 7 months, I was in a tent, and I had communications, but only if I went in town, because of course out in the mountains you don't have signal and stuff, except in certain places. So there was a lot of time spent without any books or anything, solely observing Mother Nature. And I did some videos on it and expressed what I was learning and stuff. And this is the thing about the pharmaceutical industry. Like I said earlier, when you're observing Mother Nature and the squirrels and the chipmunks and rabbits eating those mushrooms and the fermented apples and berries and things like that, you see how they behave afterwards. And you see for your own light what they eat, and that if it's good for them, it's good for you. Generally, you still want to be, very conservative on how you test them out, like mushrooms. You don't want to go around testing mushrooms by eating a mushroom. You don't do it. So what you do is you touch the mushroom, and if it doesn't do anything to your finger, then you can touch the mushroom and touch with your finger, and then touch it to your lip. Not wet, but dry. If it still doesn't do anything, then you can touch it to your tongue, and you just increase what you're doing. So then it would be like tearing off a little tiny piece and actually tasting it before putting it in your mouth. And then if it still doesn't, after a period of time, 15 minutes, doesn't really affect you too much, then you might be safe eating it. Now that you've congested it, you've got a full spectrum of step-by-step, minute microdosing on your own, in your own medical observations, if that's what you want to call it. Because he who is whole is in need of no physician. This tells me that you should be able to be your own, quote, pharmacist. You are alchemical bodies. And if nobody else has authority over that, then what makes you think you have to fall to some kind of regime of military prescriptions? It's all false. So when I was living in a tent, though I didn't spend six years, I wasn't doing it on concrete. And so I was able to observe naturally those tinctures you're talking about. And it's not just mushrooms, it's all your other different living life. Your various different weeds that people call weeds are herbs in nature. When you see animals peeling open nuts and stuff, they don't eat the shells at all. They eat just the nuts. Same with a lot of the fruits. They don't eat the fruit so much as the seeds. They know where all the the chemical balances come from, and that's what they eat. I yield.
Yeah, I remember this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just like saying Benton's going to be right back, but you have the floor, sir.
I remember this hippie dude from Hawaii saying this thing that stuck with me. I like, even though I don't totally agree with it, but he's like, I don't eat anything that I can't throw on the ground and it grows. I was like, that's kind of legit. I mean, and I know he's being hyperbolic, but it's like, yeah, it's a pretty good way to distinguish between what is, can't really go wrong. Like, you could go wider than that, but I guess if you're in Hawaii, it's easier to say that too. But
and somebody just mentioned a comment in the chat section, and they used the term turpentine. Make sure you're not drinking or using turpentine, because that's not what you need. It's terpenes, the terpenes in the oils, whether it be cannabis oil or any other kind of oil, flaxseed oil, any kind of oil that has the terpenes in it. And this is why I talk about pine tree resins. They have some of the best and most medicinally powerful terpenes that help with almost everything in health. Almost everything in health. I don't care if it's a wolf spider bite that's tearing your hand apart. You put some of that oil on it, it will help it heal better than any medical medicine that they can give you. Same with cancer, gout. A lot of these things that people have that are serious health conditions, terpenes are the greatest.
Dude, I honestly, what isn't better when you look at this holistic, simple remedies? Like, look at all the antacids that are out there. And I've tried them all, dude. I had GERD, I had all that shit. And what works the best for me in the long run is just baking soda and water. It like works instantly. It regulates your pH. I mean, there's other benefits, and it's cheap, and it's just like, and then you said about pine. It's like, yeah, I agree. Hydrogen peroxide, another thing that's just like people, always go first aid crazy, but it's like, man, that's just, you'd be amazed what you can do with that. And yeah.
Coral
I mean,
cows.
if Ben were here, I'm sure he'd be chiming in, because literally that's his whole, nutritional kind of thing, is the extracts of.
Well, when you're talking about those antacids, those are calcium tablets. And when you think about this, they tell you that milk, it does the body good. No, it doesn't. Okay. The human body absorbs certain elements in certain forms. And the calcium from milk, from cows, the human body only absorbs 10%. of what we take in. So even if you're drinking whole milk, you're only getting 10% of that calcium. If you drink 1% or skim milk, you're still only getting 10% of the calcium. Whereas coral calcium, which comes from the sea cells and stuff, that your body will absorb 100%. And that's on an alkaline level where you don't need to take the antacids after, because you've already got the calcium in the diet, in the enzymes, in your butt, stomach,
In your butt, dude. What?
in your body's gut proteins and bacterial system. And what it's doing is it helps that flux in your stomach of acids prior to even eating. So it's the calcium itself is a regulator of your gut enzymes and stuff. So if you have it already, you don't need to take the antacids. So I promote coral calcium because your body will absorb 100% of it.
What do you think about, like, I've been hooked on coconut and almond milk, the mix. I
And
just
baking
think that is
soda
the
is right
best
next to you.
tasting mixture I've ever had. I
And
don't really
baking soda,
drink like cow milk. Go ahead. What are you saying?
and baking soda is always right next to me. And
Oh,
I do it in dry form. I'll put about a half a teaspoon and then lick it off my hand with about a quarter teaspoon of salt, and then slug it down with liquid. No, don't ever try to just take it down dry, because you will burn your throat. Those are caustic salts. So you have to mix them with some kind of water. So what I'll do is I'll put them on my tongue, take a big swig of juice, wash around my mouth just like mouthwash, and then swallow it, and then rinse it down the rest of the way with more juice. And I use juice, not water. H3O2. I yield.
Shout out to Benton for handing the broadcast off. Shout out to the chat for real. What do we got in here? I don't have a number. Moving good though. Should we read some comments? Since Benton hasn't put any up in a second. We got Ginger Ridge. Shit.
Mitch Lovin, good to see you here, brother. You're absolutely correct. The terpene tinctures are just like DMSO. They are carriers. Okay. DMSO is something that I also use on topical. I've got it's right here. And you just spritz it on after you take a shower. You don't want to use any kind of like bath lotions or anything and then spray it on, because it's a carrier, and it will carry those oils into your engine or into your body. And same thing with the terpenes. They are carriers, and they're going to help carry the toxins out and carry the nutrients in to the cells themselves. DMSO, same thing. It'll pass through the cell wall barriers. That's what the terpenes and DMS, they pass through the cell wall barriers. But the cells themselves, the cell walls, you got to pay particular attention to your health in that as well. You have to have your folic acids and your magnesium chloride crystals and this and that in your diet, because that's what helps you keep your cell walls healthy. So they're nice and round like a globe, and they don't flatten out like the sickle cells that the melanated people have, or get disshapen. That's what causes cancer. When your cell walls cannot operate correctly, it's just like your skin. Your skin is an organ, and it keeps your body in shape. Well, we're not meant to be globular shaped, but the cells are, and they are meant to be globular for a reason, so they can move freely. Once they get all bound up, they can't move. So the carriers have a hard time carrying dead cells out, or dead nutrients out, or toxins out. And that's the problem. You got to keep your cells healthy, your nuclear plants and chemical plants.
What do you think about telomeres?
Refresh me here. Telomeres.
Shit, I don't know. I was hoping you knew what they were about. My buddy used to always talk about, like, he's all new age, like he's pretty hippy dippy. I've mentioned him on other things. He's the guy who's in the cult, and he was always pushing these pills that supposedly like rejuvenate your telomeres, which I can't remember. I think it was supposed to be with aging or something.
Yep, and your
And I've
telomeres.
heard them mentioned, like they're real. I don't think they're hippy dippy. I just think maybe it's hippy dippy that there's a pill you can take to regrow them, but like there is something to them. I was wondering if you knew more about them.
Well, your telomeres, as I see, has to do with your DNA strands and the rejuvenation thereof, and that's on the when you have a DNA strand, you've got two coming down, and then they join, and then you have long strands, and it's the ones at
Oh
the
yeah, that's what it is, right? The telomere DNA thing, right? Yeah, I
it
forgot
has to
about
do,
that. Yeah, exactly.
has to do with your stem cells, and this is the rejuvenation part that they're trying to work on in regards to cloning and regenerating limbs and things like that, because the stem cells are the key to life. Women can have children without men because
So
simply
you do think they can be rejuvenated, these telomeres, and you have advice on how to do that?
all done through health, as far as I'm concerned.
Just being healthy,
Right.
not
The
taking
Huns,
a pill.
right. The Hunses,
Yeah.
when people first discovered the Hunses, that particular group of people were living an average of 160 years. Now, this is about 60 years ago. Since they introduced that tribe into the modernization and technology, they've declined. And it was just a few years back, their lifespan average dropped to 120. Now it's only at 90. And that's because they've taken upon the conveniences of society that was introduced to them. Otherwise, they were one of the most natural band of people on this planet up until just modern times. This is why you have the Celanese that are protected, highly protected. You don't go on that island. Remember here back 5, 6, 7 years ago, some Catholic priest thought he was going to save those people and bring Jesus to their life, and they didn't want it. They didn't know how to speak that language, but they clearly showed them they didn't want them on that island. They were there with war shields and spears and everything. They still went down on that island and they killed them. The rest of the world screamed that they were murderers. They don't even know the concept of murder. You know, so it's when
This is probably going to sound morbid, but I think we live too long.
I don't know. You're muted, Benton.
Oh, sorry. Big L in the house. Sorry to interrupt the conversation.
Big L.
What's
Oh
happening,
man, haven't
partner?
seen you in a while.
What's going on? What's going on,
Out
ladies
there
and
minding
gents?
fiat.
Gents and ladies. You know what I'm saying? No. How y'all doing?
Are you in your Mercedes there? Did you get it out of the shop?
No, it's in detail right
Good truck.
now. I'm in the old pickup.
Ah.
I'm in the old pick 'em up truck.
Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry for
In
derailing
the
you.
infamous Dallas traffic.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, shit.
Yeah, Keith.
How you
Remember
guys
where you were
doing?
there. I hate to interrupt, but to get a hold of
Oh
sometimes.
shit.
Oh, I must be now. I'm Mr. Robot, huh?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing great.
You're fairly clear. We're doing good.
Kicking the shit out of this lung cancer.
You got lung cancer, man?
No, I got it, and it's by the tail. I'm whooping the shit out of it. No chemo, no radiation.
I don't know who's saying that, but man, hey man, I'm gonna pray for you, man. What's your name, brother?
I'm Keith.
Keith, is that you over there on the right? Okay. Yeah, buddy, you definitely want to put 1,000 to fight, 10 to put 2 will put 10,000 up.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it.
10,000 prayers up there, buddy. You know.
Yep. Well, we've been doing
That's
it.
right.
I was just diagnosed last June, and we're already in remission without, like I said, without radiation or chemo. No
that's
pain.
nice.
Yeah, no pain medication in over a month now, so we're on the right track.
Nice. Glad to hear that. What you been doing naturally? I know you've been knocking it out naturally.
Everything I can. DMSO, hydrogen peroxide infusion therapy, let's see, RSO, Rick Simpson oil, apricot seeds, a lot of folic acid, magnesium chloride crystals, high dose of vitamin C. Any kind of fruit seeds I can get, I go ahead and eat the seeds.
Yeah.
Just
Eat the seeds, huh?
Yeah, multifaceted.
Yeah, I remember hearing that about apple seeds. It's now that you mention it. Like, even though they have strychnine in them, like something about like they're like anti-cancer. Some people say too. Is that right?
Yep. Every seed that has any kind of strychnine or cyanide. Apricot seeds have cyanide. That's why they took them off the market. Said you can't have them. Bullshit. Though we were given those seeds by God, and He says so in Scripture. Don't you ever tell me I can't have those seeds. Exactly. 3 a day.
Wait, what? They don't sell apricots in the store anymore because of that?
You can't get the seeds.
Are you fucking kidding me?
The ones they sell in the stores. Think about it. Oranges. Find an orange with a seed.
They're all seedless.
Find a grape with a seed.
Mostly, at least mostly. Yeah, you're right. Except for
No,
grapes.
you can find. You can find them, but your ass gonna have to pay.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Go
when
to Whole Foods,
just the
Whole
taste
Foods,
just the taste of like oranges and apples from back, 30 years ago, it's like they're not even the same. And maybe they're selling different varieties, but there's just like no flavor to anything anymore.
Yeah, you take an orange today and you'll see the skins inside on each wedge is tougher and thicker, and that's because they've genetically modified them so they can withstand the light freezes that they have in those states. That way it won't ruin the crop. They've gone through experience. The only regions that they can grow them in for mass production for public marketing is Florida and California. And so with those areas get freezing temperatures, it ruins that market. Prices go skyrocketing. They really don't want that. So they do it by modifying them genetically. That's fucking up the season of the fruit. The storage. It's all scriptural. Paying homage to Mother Earth is paying Sabbath to Mother Earth every 7 years, and people never pay attention. You hear these people talk about paying Sabbath to the Father. What about the mother, motherfuckers? Don't you remember that part? Honor thy father, honor thy mother, love thy neighbor as thyself. So long.
Why did it say to honor thy mother and thy father? Why did it say that?
Because you got to have both. You got to have the spiritual presence that the mother gives birth to for the material existence. It's called manual.
And if you don't honor your mother and your father, what's going to happen?
You die.
Well,
see, there's a difference.
Your days on this earth will be shortened.
Yep. And people don't understand that. See, I don't die. I'm not gonna die. Okay. If you want to die, that's up to you. I'm going to pass on.
Right.
That's what the Passover was about. Nobody said Jesus died. He was hung on the cross. He was hung on the tree. It says both in the scripture. So who's confused?
Right.
See, it's just an allegory. It's a story, and we have to relate it to ourselves. And the best way to learn that story is by listening to him and telling when he says, honor thy mother. That's the physical presence that you can honor by observance. You can honor your father in spiritual, and you honor the mother in the manual. This is why we write down our observances so that somebody else can learn it quicker than what we did. Like I said, up there in the mountains, I had to learn over a process of time, whereas now I can write it down and somebody else can read it and they can process it much quicker, enhancing their life to last longer. Period. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is the key. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Therefore, the true benefit is the knowledge. And again, feed a man for a day.
All of these scriptures are valid. However, I would say that I would argue, and I hate that shit, this popular word. I would argue. I would say that there's levels. There's levels to all of what you're talking about, right? Yeah. So when you say Jesus died on the cross, when you're saying that honor mother and father, all this stuff has levels to it. You know what I mean? So, say for instance, depending how deep you're going, um, some people, you remember in the Bible where Jesus disappeared from 12 to 34? Some people, scholars, MIT students, and all that type of stuff, some people that you would consider scholars, they would say that Jesus went to ancient Kemet to study under a Anunnakian god. I knew you knew. I knew you knew, but you can't put it all on these people because they don't know, right?
Exactly.
These Anunnakian people that came from space to Earth and paraded as gods.
Yep.
Right?
Ancient Kemet, my first pen name was El Hotep Pero. El stands for God. Hotep stands for peace. Secondly stands for between the two, and Pero stands for the temple. So between God, the God within me, and the temple, the body that I am, there is peace between the two.
That's right.
I came to peace between myself, getting over the ego, the duality. That is the intent of my first pen name, guys. El Hotep Pero. From ancient.
And a lot of guys that are with the more science temple, they use L, right?
Yep.
Like you might say Big L, like, or Bernier L.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying? That's the more science temple.
And that's more in the sense of a prophet, because most of them go by Islam, which says honor all prophets. And a prophet is someone that's speaking the truth, no matter where he's coming from, whether he's in your tribe or outside of your tribe. This is the premise of Jeremiah 1:5. We were born prophets. That's the Christian Bible. The Islam agrees with it.
Dang, so I'm a prophet? Hey, Tommy, I'm a prophet.
Yes, you are. You were
born. Sorry to
prophet.
interrupt, but I didn't know that.
Jeremiah 1:5. Before
I didn't actually know that's what it meant.
Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. That's when he wrote the word on your heart. Before thou was cast from the womb, I sanctified thee and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations, telling us that no nation's ordinances can sanction the word of God. So long as you come with the word of God. That's their mission.
Yeah, I honestly thought a prophet was something like you had to tell the future a little bit.
No.
You had to like predict something.
That's prophecy, wherein it also says what is done is what ought be done. There is nothing new under the sun. So the prophecy is merely to state what is already observant and actual. Everybody should already know this.
Hey man, go ahead.
No, I'm done. That was it. The basic principle is everybody has an ability through reason and logic to observe what is true. And like I said earlier, I can tell you that tree out in my yard is true, but you can't know it to be true until you see it for yourself, until you observe it for yourself. Otherwise, you're just believing that I'm telling you that tree right there.
Now I'm not saying that I'm the gospel or the crystal clear ball or anything, but my opinion, and I believe that. Let's just think my thoughts. All right, my thoughts are that we're so ignorant as people that God, the creator of all, God, the Alpha, the Omega, the Alpha and the Alpha and the Omega, beginning and end, the first and the last, grants us mercy because we're so lazy and so ignorant that we don't want to go seek the truth. Like you said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge, right? But they think it's right there. So once you use your own pure thoughts, a lot of times my pure thoughts come early in the morning when I first wake up out of the dreamland, right? and I start looking at things, I'd be like, huh, that there, mm, mm. And now, like I said, I don't think that I'm absolutely 100,000% correct. Is that, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that we haven't embarked upon. And let me lay this foundation right here first, is that the world, WWW, the World Wide Web, is it's an educational, informational highway of information, right? So all of it's amoral. Amoral mean I could take $100, go buy some crack and buy some pussy, or I could take the $100 and go buy food and feed homeless people, right? Internet's the same way. You could take that, you could whatever. People could come here, right, and get educated, or they could go over there to the bloopers, all that BS. You know what I'm saying, and just entertain themselves.
Yeah.
So, getting back to what I was saying at first, that I think that God is showing us mercy. This is my opinion. I'm entitled to that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. All right? This is my thoughts. That God is showing, because we're so ignorant and lazy, that God shows us mercy through the scriptures that we read in the biblical text. Right?
Yep. And we can
Well,
continue.
when you said that, wait. When you said, my people perish for a lack of knowledge, where does that end at?
Well, and that's why I say, that it is up to each individual. And it's sad that we see so many people walking out of high school and never picking up another book in their life. There's a 15-year-old foreigner that went off on somebody on a panel and said, I'm tired of talking to people that don't know how to communicate. They don't even know how to talk. And then he turned around and asked the gal to name 10 books. She named off some kind of title or something, but it wasn't the title of the book. And he was absolutely correct, because she, in her cognitive dissonance, thought she was talking about a title of a book, and it wasn't. If you dig deeper, you find out the real title of the real book. And that's what people are not doing. Even if they do pick something up, it's simply because of its entertainment factor and not its knowledge factor, because that's not what they're seeking. That's why I say people don't look for information that I put out, because it's knowledge. They seek the drama.
Yes, because it sells, just like sex sells. I mean, you could be on the highway and there's a crash. People are slowing. We call it rubbernecking, but they're slowing down to see drama. I only look at the shit because they slow me down to that capacity, right? But if it was on the side and traffic was flowing freely, I would be like, God bless them folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put my prayers to them folks.
Levels.
Yeah.
You have different levels of observance too, according to the different factors around you. That's what people are failing to realize. They think
my thing. I'm not gonna dwell in that. I'm gonna send my prayers to them. I don't know what happened. I don't want to know. But what I do want to know is, Lord, whatever their situation is, pull them up out of that, and I can keep on moving. But people want to pull their cameras out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They love drama. And I think that it's a great downfall. It's a great downfall. I mean, we can just delve into a lot of different shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much. But there's in the Bible, going back to the biblical point that we were on. There's so many things in the Bible that's been excluded that should have been included. And like I was saying, the www, the World Wide Web, it's not like when me and you were kids. We know what we know what it's like to not have this technology that we're looking at right now, right? We know what it's like to not have a flip phone or none of that. Dude, we was looking at Dick Tracy, right? Phone, watch, whatever. But now that these people are born, they're born into they're born into a society to where all of this stuff is so readily available. The information is so readily available. And like I was saying, it's the way you choose to use this great knowledge that's available to us, man.
Yep.
You know,
that's why I don't mind coming to these drama platforms, as I call them now, because when I entered this stream,
shit, I gotta say I agree with you.
Because
every time I come on here, I'm like, I was like stupid, like I was ignorant. I thought black people only do this shit. And I come over here and like, God damn, the white people doing it too. Go ahead, brother.
It gives us a platform for some of those people, like the comment I read, Kafka and Dostoevsky, to be entertained, but learned a lot in the process. So a lot of the people in these drama platforms, if we can find a way to drop the information, little hints and tips, that's gonna, at least have some kind of effect for those that might be interested. But to sit here and try to push it down somebody, it's never going to work, because they're not looking for that. They're still looking for the drama. So when you turn around and try to educate them, they're going to make drama out of the education.
Yeah.
Destroying the message. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I think, and I've noticed, like, I've given it the benefit of the doubt to say, well, damn, when I tune in, there's shit going on, like, there's drama going on. I'm like, damn, I know this can't be all this platform is about, because I know Benton, and I know he's not about that shit. And
yeah, I like Benton's platform. I like Benton's platform. It's pretty good. It's not quite as much drama, and we're able to drop some gems, and the people in his chat are a little bit more reasonable. And again, even though they may only be looking for entertainment, they're the ones that get to the profit off of the words.
There's no drama on OTW News.
I peg it to my timing is fucked up. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I would think that I'm tuning in to where a discussion has been discussed, and I'm coming in on y'all are dealing with the bullshit behind the discussion, right?
Yep.
So I know how algorithms work. Although that I'm not here all the time, when I've liked Benton's videos, so I might not be there all the time, but I'm keeping his videos in my feed with the algorithm by hitting the like button.
Yeah, that's the important thing about liking, sharing, and subscribing on these channels.
That's exactly right.
Up to date on that, because we're finding out lately that YouTube is messing with the algorithms and dropping subs. So you got to keep in touch with who you're dealing with, and make sure that you're still sub to them, because YouTube's fucking with people on that.
I may catch a video, but I'm careful to hit the like button or whatever, because I might just want to see that video for the meantime, right now time, but I don't want to see it after that. So by me hitting Benton's, bam, even though I'm not there, I'm giving it a chance, right? So I hit the like button, bam. So I can see in the algorithm, out of the multiplexable things that I watch, his shit popping up, right? Because I make the effort to hit the like button.
And it's kind of like word of mouth advertising. Because you don't have to buy the product repeatedly, but you can still send your word of mouth by hitting that like. And that's exactly
right. And I might tune in and say, "What up, Ben?" And he say, "What up, Al?" and I move on because I ain't with the drama shit now. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000. You know. However, I know that there's some intelligent people. And my thoughts are, let me tell you my thoughts, if you don't mind. I don't care what fucking color you are. My thoughts are that all these intelligent people are wasting your time arguing with each other. The Paul, I don't know these guys, Paul and Slay. Everybody seems to show me respect, and I'm cool with that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I'll be telling my sister she on TikTok and all that. I'll be like, look,
But why wouldn't we?
I'll shut the comments off because I
Why
don't give a
wouldn't we
fuck
respect
what
you, sir?
nobody
Why
else
would we have a
saying.
reason not to respect you? You're well spoken and you're present able, sir.
Hey man, whoever this is, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is that if I had a thing like this, I'll shut the comments out because I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Because I'm gonna make sure that what I'm talking about is factual and logical. And see, so I'm all in the comments and shit. I don't need this shit. Look, I'm gonna make sure what I'm talking about is factual and logical. And I know that the comments can, pretty much hurt you. You know what I mean? As long as you talking logical, factual stuff. And some people, you can't please everybody. People are gonna get offended, right? So you can't please everybody. But to keep from hurting yourself and your um, knowledge and trajectories and abilities to keep going forward and pushing out content, negative words do hurt. No matter what we were talking, we were taught back in the days, like, words can never hurt me, blah, blah, blah. Words hurt like a motherfucker, right? So people have to keep that stuff in mind, and actually, factually, I hate to see you guys going at it like that. A lot of times I come in, I don't know what the hell's going on because I'm researching and doing other things on my daily adventures in trucking, but I use that time to explore things and concentrate and get windshield time and focus on things. That's why I can tell you about crypto. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert in anything. I'm so all over the fucking place. I would say that I'm kind of well-rounded. And if we were talking about a topic like neuroscience, I can get with you on that level of neuroscience, but you might be a specialist in neuroscience, and I know to shut my fucking mouth and learn more about neuroscience. Does that make sense? Damn, y'all ain't ran out on me.
Yes. We're here. We're here.
I think I'm back.
You're back, Benton. We're just giving you the floor, Big L.
Well, man, I so appreciate that, man. You guys be going at it, and I'll be missing out on stuff, but I know one damn thing. I've noticed that, when I come through, you guys show me respect. You guys appreciate what I'm saying. And I definitely recognize that. You know what I mean? And I don't put none of you guys down. I came in the other day, someone nigger, I don't care about that shit, man. You know what I mean? I don't
That
care.
was Tommy, right? I think I heard that shit. That was Tommy. And I mean, yeah, whatever. You and me talked about that the first time we met, and you actually said the same thing. It's like I tried to point out the exact thing that, like, yeah, there's a difference between a man and a word. But yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get Big L. I was trying to get Big L over here when Joe Cool was still here, but by the time Big L made it, Joe Cool had already left.
Yeah, man.
It's all good. Hey,
I recognize that people.
Hey, real quick, Big L, I might need your help with something. So after this, I'm going to holler at you.
All right.
On the phone. My connection's all fucked up. Yeah.
It's clear now, Benton, for what it's worth. It's not even like digitized.
Yeah. Yeah, it's working right now. It was bad there for a while.
Yeah. It's like it progressively kept getting worse. I noticed that like your video is good, then your video got choppy, then your audio got choppy, and then you disappeared over like the course of 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, I'm out here in the middle of
Hey,
nowhere.
on the side note, Ben.
Yeah, what's up?
You remember that dude that was checking the trucks when we came
Yeah.
through the bay? Blas?
Yes,
Man,
Blas.
that dude died, man.
Damn.
Yeah,
When?
that's what I said. Damn.
I know he had heart problems or health problems.
And he had a heart attack
Damn.
again and died, man, on the job, bro. It's like,
Wow.
I was like,
That sucks.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that dude.
Yeah, he was all right. You know what I mean?
He was all right.
And, you know, we talk shit. You know, we talk shit
Yeah.
to each other. And it's like a week or so ago, I asked him something. And my sister was on the phone. And I asked him something. He was like, don't worry about it. I told him, motherfucker, I ain't worried about a goddamn thing. I'm just making conversation.
Fucking Big L said he's all right.
Yeah,
Look.
that was
Hey, look,
You know
I
the
don't want
fucking
anyone to
DEF
lie
fuck?
about me when I'm dead. You tell the fucking truth. I
right.
think it's stupid. They say don't talk ill of the dead. Man, then don't be a fucking idiot when you're alive.
That
Well, he's
motherfucker, you
Bosnian.
know, like,
He's Bosnian.
people always want to pretend like they tough. And he was all, you know, we always threaten to kick each other's ass. I'm like, motherfucker, you done had 3 heart attacks. You ought to
Yeah.
be the fucking nicest person here. You know what I mean? You ought to be the nicest person here. And it's just, you know, yeah, man, it's fucked up, man. I spent the night on the yard, man, and I was seeing his car over there. I was like, God dang, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I was just calling him a low life a couple of weeks ago. Cause he was kicking the fucking DEF fucking dispenser. I'm like, man, who is this motherfucker like? You know what I'm saying? He paid for some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's some $100,000 shit. He kicking it. He paid for shit. You know what I mean? And, you know, whatever, man. I was just letting you know that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think my connection's fucking up again. If you turn your camera off, it might help. I mean, we'd all like to see you, but
For me?
that might help.
Yeah, man. Yo. All right. Ah. Hello?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, my
I
connection
was
gets
just
shitty late in the day. What's up?
Where you at, bud?
I'm in near Branson, Missouri, general vicinity
Oh,
of
you
Branson.
still there?
Yeah, I'll be here through into next week, and then man, I'm having trouble getting this car registered because I failed to get the bill of sale from this guy. And dude, he's from Colombia, and he's only been in the country like 3 years. And when I'm trying to communicate with him to get him, I'm trying to fax it to him or email it to him. He doesn't understand what the fuck I'm talking about.
Damn, Benton.
I might try to see if when you're in town sometime, I might try to see if you can print the shit out and take it over to him and get it, or have him meet you somewhere and get it signed
Yeah.
if possible. That's what I was going to holler at you about. Otherwise, I'm going to have to drive all the way down there and back.
No, man, you can do that shit.
Well, he's not
right
with
there.
it. He don't understand. He doesn't understand any version of mailing it to him or emailing it. He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Well, them hoes can't be speaking that much some Latin shit.
I'm just saying he's not understanding what I'm telling him is what I'm saying. He's not comprehending.
Wait.
He's willing. He's a nice person. He's willing to help. He doesn't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
When you say bill of sale, you literally just mean like
I
a
know.
receipt?
No, in Arkansas, the bill of sale is integrated into the title.
Okay.
This car's titled in Texas, and it's not that way in Texas. So I failed to get the bill of sale because I'm used to doing it in Arkansas, where it's integrated into the title. So now I'm now 450 miles away, and I must get a signed bill of sale from this guy, or they won't register the vehicle.
Okay, I guess that's what I was getting at is like he could literally just say I sold this car to this guy for this much money and sign it, and that's what they want, right?
He doesn't understand though. There's no version of communicating
Yeah,
to him.
but I guess.
No, I'm telling you, I've tried repeatedly.
But wait, you're not really hearing me.
No,
In a
I'm hearing you.
roundabout
No,
way.
I already know what you're saying. Yeah, I already know what you're going to say.
Why not just do it yourself?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Hey, Jason.
Yo.
I went out, but what I'm saying is, he from Colombia.
Yep.
They speak pretty much all the same language. So I can get a motherfucker to translate.
That's what I was saying.
Speak, Spanish.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We'll get it. We'll get it handled, brother. Don't worry
That'd be
about
cool.
it.
But remember when we just assume, because we're talking to intelligent people, we just assume that everybody's intelligent. I think he's also kind of fucking stupid as well. That's not helping. Yeah. And he's not familiar with the United States, really. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
I mean, he speaks some kind of dirty ass Spanish. We're gonna communicate with his ass. Don't worry about that.
I guess I'm not understanding if you did have it. Like, let's say you're like, okay, you're so dumb. I'm gonna make it and I'll send it to you, and all you gotta do is sign it and send it back to me. What's the difference between you doing that and him signing Paco Loco on the bottom and sending it back to you, and you just signing it Paco Loco the way you think he'd sign it and forget the mailing in between?
Well, I've got a signed title with his signature on it.
So you think like I see. Yeah. Again, I'm trying to solve a problem that I shouldn't. I'm just like, But no,
I mean, all of this has occurred to me, sir. I mean,
okay, yeah.
All of this, yeah.
Because I thought it was a big deal, and then I just did one kind of like that one time, and it was like, okay, boom, 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 done. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and you did not do that in Baxter County, Arkansas, though. It's a different world.
Correct.
It's a different world, I can assure you.
Yeah.
I do notice the looping into the problem solving, though.
Yeah,
like
especially when I've done the actual thing I'm telling you to do. It's hard for me not to.
Kim. I'm only
Oh
mentioning
shit! I triggered Ben.
Kim. No, you're not listening. I'm mentioning to the Big L for one reason. Can you tell me the reason? He's physically in the area where the gentleman is. Otherwise, we would not be having this conversation.
Well, assume he can't get it done. I guess I'm already thinking one step further too, because I'm like, if it's that big of a problem.
But wait a minute, Kim. If I wasn't trying to involve someone who's physically in the area, I can figure out anything you can figure out.
Got it.
So I don't need your help in solving this problem. I'm talking to Big L about it because he's in the area where the guy is.
Yep.
In worst case scenario, he could say, here's the piece of paper. Here's a pen. Sign it. See what I'm saying? Without me having to drive
and that
there.
DMV person that the DMV is definitely going to be happy to have Paco Loco's signature instead of yours. So I get it.
Well, you know how some people sign their name with a flourish, and it's like they think they're giving you their autograph? See, if it was your signature, Kim, I could probably forge it pretty easily. This guy thinks he's somebody, and he's given this very distinctive scribble of a signature. And it's going to be compared to the one on the title, sir.
Yep. And that's
By
where
a person who believes I'm attempting to evade state sales tax.
UCC 3-402B says the authorized representative giving an unambiguous authorized signature on the instrument is therefore not liable for the person named in the instrument. So if you use a fake name, like if I, as Keith Little, used Kevin Conrady, that would be a forgery. That would be counterfeit. That would be fraud.
Exactly. If you claimed it. But do you really want me to get into the fact that they would have to say this is a forgery? Go to Paco Loco and say, hey, is this a forgery? Paco Loco would have to say, yes, that's a forgery. I did not sell him my vehicle. Oh, my God. Or Paco Loco could just write one line, say, that's my new signature. Yesterday, it was an autograph that took 5 minutes. Now it's one line, and then it's done. So,
that's the problem, because in this society, they've already given everybody authorization to do so through the Social Security. So if you go to Paco Loco and you ask him if you got a Social Security card, and he says, yeah, okay.
Paco Loco is going to be MIA
once someone with a badge comes and he's like, La migra, la migra.
Well, I'm saying that even if he is, and he does testify that, yeah, that's my signature.
He sold him the car. That's the whole point. Why would
Right.
they even fucking care? As long as you're paying the taxes and it doesn't look like a $10,000 or a $100,000 car and you're trying to get it for $1, they don't give a fuck, man. They're just stupid government employees. That's all I'm saying.
Well, see, and the reason that we have to understand this, though, is that we have to understand where that liability is. That liability remains in the record, as it said. So who holds that record? Holder of the record is liable. So who holds that record? Social Security in all cases. And how do we figure out for the men that have a selective service number, how do we go about finding that selective service number? Through the Social Security Administration. What was that?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. How you doing, brother? All right. What's up? How you doing? Yeah,
Oh, he's in the background. Forgot to mute. Ben,
I'm sorry.
That's all right. So we have a Social Security system, Social Security Administration, and again, it's the selective service that is responsible for all administration and operations in the area that concerns the board. The board is the commissioner and the board of directors at the county level. And they allow, as trustees, the beneficiaries, the municipals, to issue bonds in the county name. But they use the resident as if the resident is the county agent. That's false. That's false.
Hey, let me jump in since I had to get on my phone. Dude, none of y'all knows what the fuck you're talking about because none of you have ever been to Baxter County, Arkansas. No idea what you're talking about. If I go in there and they say no, that's just it. That's just no. Whatever experience you've had wherever you live, it don't translate, partner. This is another fucking world. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But don't let that stop you from Let me finish. Don't let that stop you from speaking as if you know what you're talking about when you have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, see, that's why I always tell. Oops, somewhere I've got.
Oh, Jason, bad motherfucker.
Somewhere I've got a back.
Hang on. No, we're addressing this. Hang on. I'm not in Chicago, sir. There's one DMV, you fucking idiot, EBT. There's one DMV in the county,
state of Arkansas?
Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
What?
It's county by county, you jackass. It's county by county, you jackass. I'd have to literally become a resident of a different county to go to a different revenue office.
Hey, watch this shit. Let me take y'all.
Yeah, there's nothing to fact check.
I might be on YouTube or something.
Y'all don't have no idea what these small town people are like. They don't give a fuck.
That's why I always go straight to the post office.
Yeah.
Post office owns his address. Easy.
Well, maybe one day I'll learn how to do all that.
Electronic payment systems account set up as a trust, and all other accounts attached to that with a silver security certificate as the fidelity agreement, special deposit as a directive for full charge through conversion. You send your conversion address.
Yeah, I do love EBT, but I don't like it when he talks like he knows things, but he doesn't know them. He's like, go to a different, as if I have never considered the idea of going to a different revenue office. Oh, I'm stupid. That's never occurred to me to go to a different revenue office. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, that's right. There's only one. There's literally one.
And think about this, guys. County. Did you know that stands for parish?
Well, and I want to address this comment. RT, that's not relevant because if they say no, they just tell me to leave. There's just no, we're not giving you your tags. It doesn't matter, see? They'll just say, no, you can't have your tags. It's not about going back to him later.
It's about you can't have your plate. That's what it's about.
It's about going above and beyond private capacity and getting that ambassador of God with limited diplomatic immunity and the DOT numbers. No, he's not in commerce. He's not for hire. It's an agreement. It's an armistice with the military branch that controls all transportation in and out. That passport, that's a military contract.
But and what you were talking about earlier, Wizard, I'd have to write all that down, or you'd have to type it up, because I don't. When you tell me things, I don't learn that way, so I have no idea what you said. Yeah. I have to literally have to write it down.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have to go through a process. So, and this is why I can't do it for you, because the only way I can learn is by doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm good at following instructions, but not verbally. I have to write them all down. But I'm sure you're right, because I know you've researched it.
And I'm almost there. I've been having these problems with PayPal lately, and I don't know where I'm going to be here.
Where's Paul at? That's my question.
Let me get my audio. Echo cancellation.
That might be on me, maybe.
I'm going to turn my mic down. See if that helps. Nope, still there. Better mic.
No, it's not me either.
Somebody else got their mic open. Mute everybody. Make sure everybody's muted.
RT, it doesn't matter what I have. It doesn't matter what I have. If the guy will compare the signatures, and if he doesn't think they match, he will not give me the plates. That's literally how it works.
Right, and that's actually the way. The thing that they're supposed to deny you plates, because you haven't made a qualified statement of your intent of the use of those plates on your motor vehicle at least 50% of its use for trade or business, which is defined as the performance of public office. You have to have an open, or at least a contract with the federal government, with somebody that. And that's that resident determination. Got to be necessary. Can't volunteer it.
It doesn't matter if he's a handwriting analyst, EBT. That's not what's. It's not that he's a handwriting analyst. If he says that, if he compares them and he feels like they don't match, he doesn't give me the plate. He doesn't have to be a handwriting analyst. This ain't Chicago, brother. This is bumfuck Arkansas. This is how it works. I don't know why y'all don't believe me here. If it was, believe me, yeah. If it was a different area, I would not even be worried about it. It wouldn't be a consideration.
Well, it still would, because every one of these species is given instructions to use their own discretion.
Well, but I think they missed the part where this person, for whatever reason, has a very distinctive, flourishing signature style. And I don't know why I have people suggesting that I commit conspiracy and engage in felonies by finding someone who will commit a forgery for me. Like, that seems like a really bad idea.
It does.
Just to register an automobile.
Well, and again, like I said with UC 3-402, if you're authorized to sign the document, but you're not liable, is the judge liable? Under the same circumstances, if somebody authorized to sign the document. So who authorized and where the liability is important. And again, both lead back to Social Security Administration. That judge had the Social Security card, had one and gave it up, foreign entity, and is still subject. One way or another. And again, it's a military forum. Like this is responsible for all administration operations.
Whose audio is bad, mine or Wizard's?
Well, I'm out.
Well, thanks, Wizard.
Thanks for being here.
I'm gonna back, but I'm out. I'm gonna quit talking.
Oh, okay. It's not RT. It has nothing to do with what the seller says. You're missing the point where I must present documents at the revenue office and they will absolutely turn me away. That's the point I'm making. This guy has nothing to do with it. It's not about them checking with him later. That's not the issue. The issue is me going to the revenue office and them scrutinizing the documents and then saying, well, this is clearly not, this guy didn't sign this. Well, how am I? But yeah, that's the thing is I have to have the plate. Anyway, go to Baxter County, Arkansas, and see what it's like, and then you'll understand what I'm dealing with.
And again, it's not a matter of bootleg plates. It looks like it's actually come like that.
Oh, is it me with the bad audio?
Yeah, I think so. Because every time I scream it through your mic on this screen.
Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I'm having technical difficulties after technical difficulties.
Yeah, but anyway, it's a matter of communicating with the IRS, and agreeing with them that they have So who do you go to next to make sure that you go to next to make sure that you
Hello? Hello?
Yep, we hear you.
Look, I think we've went. I think we've went entirely too far.
Yeah, because people want to put their own spin on it and not accept reality, which I find bizarre.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's strange, man. I don't get it.
Y'all don't went too far with this shit. Let me break this down. Let me break this down simple. If Jason wants to keep his shit, I might not tell you shit. Hey, call me afterwards. Yeah, it's a way around all this shit. I think we went too far with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit is meant to stay on the surface, and some shit is meant to go below the surface. And we have to.
I think a lot of it has that mental comprehension. We have an American population that has a 7th grade reading level. And when you look at that certificate of title, it's clearly a security interest that has to be transferred.
You said American a whole?
Well, society as a whole, not just here in America, but around the world, they institute the same concept.
In the black community, is a 4th grade level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And think about this, folks. Surprisingly enough, the black community still has the preservation and ability to produce some of the best businesses out there, despite the setback of this.
Black people have like a 1 point. Black people have a 1 point. I think it's like 1.3 or 1.5 trillion dollar buying power. But they so fucked up in the mind that they won't channel that shit in the right direction.
Correct.
Of things that count.
So we have people in the black community, as he said, the melanated people that have all this buying power, and it's limited to such few people that it's not as effective as it could be. And that again is that public education. And I would urge that the community that is successful in that start educating their people in that manner that they learn. Because again, I assert you do not need that public education system. You need truth.
Buddy.